that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for Loop Tech, Tire Tech, and light maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Pay depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
Live from the True Service Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too busy once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral.
What is up? Welcome in and Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Todd Pierce. He's in for Joe Franklin. Joe's vacation week continues. Glad you're here, Todd.
Glad to be back.
How are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
Man, I'm good. You know, my goal right now is to get a little bit more excited about Razorback football.
Sure.
I'm so excited about the basketball team and recruiting and trying to add that Caleb Argao to the roster, and
Right.
that I've kind of been slow to the football party. And my goal is to start getting excited and learning more about this football team and, getting ready for August. And the SEC Media Days is coming up at the end of the month. That'll help tremendously.
Sure.
And then when they start practicing, we'll get excited about this team. But last night, I got to talk with Braylon Russell, running back out of Benton. First of all, the dude looks incredible.
Oh, I can imagine he does.
He has lost so much weight and gained good weight. He posed for me on camera, and all I could see was his upper body, and it was nothing but muscle. I mean, that dude has transformed his body. So tip of the cap to him.
Absolutely.
He was talking about the disappointment of he was disappointed the way he played last year, and he doesn't want to do that again. So he changed his eating habits. He changed his diet and just attacked the weight room, and he looks fabulous. And here's a funny thing. I was like, you're a guy that's been known your entire career, high school in Arkansas, as a big, powerful back. And now that you've lost this weight, how do you think it's going to affect you? And he's like, who says it's going to affect me?
Not one way. Yeah, I was going to say, it probably doesn't affect him a bit.
Yeah. Because he was playing at probably 250 plus at times.
Right.
And I was just looking right now. They have him listed at 227. And so his
it was
theory,
a significant bit of weight that he's dropped.
You could argue 30 or more pounds. And maybe even more when he was playing in high school. He may have been even bigger than 250. He could have been around 260. It may be, he looks fabulous at 227. And his theory is he's going to be just as powerful, just as strong at 227. Because now, we all know fat weighs a lot more than muscle. And you lose that, but you still you're gaining muscle. Yes, you can have still be very powerful at 6. What is he listed at? 6'1"? Yeah, 6'1", 227.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I think I'll try to cut that up and play that. We can have that on Friday. But anyway, just talking with Braylon, and I've said, and I told him, I think if you were to rank position groups at Arkansas from what we know right now, I would put either running backs or wide receivers at number one as the strongest position on this team.
I would agree.
And probably go with running backs as 1A and wide receivers as 1B. But the combination of Braylon Russell and Sutton Smith, I think it's going to be a great 1-2 punch for Arkansas. And then when you see it, now I forget who it was, one of these websites, one of these recruiting services maybe, they were ranking the offensive lines in the SEC, and they had Arkansas well up there. I want to say they were ranked number 4 with their lineup and what they have. Really, the biggest question mark for Arkansas is going to be at left tackle. Pretty much they have it solidified. And I think they have their left tackle, but their left guard with Breland coming in from Memphis, the center Cade Kittler back, and the right guard back, and right tackle the big kid from Louisiana, the Raging Cajun, coming in out of the portal. Which at right tackle, if KJ Jackson is your quarterback, being a left-handed quarterback, that's
your blindside guy.
That's your blindside. And so, the more I think about it, with a new quarterback, you got to be able to run the ball. That just helps that new quarterback, whoever it is, establish that running game and use these backs, feature these running backs. And, they've got a good stable. Cam Settles had a good spring.
Sure did.
Out of Parkview. I think he is right there in the rotation, getting some playing time. You had the freshman T.J. Hodges, Jasper Parker. That's the kid from Louisiana that was highly recruited, ended up at Michigan, didn't play a lot at Michigan, wanted to get on the field, transferred to Arkansas. That's 4 guys that have run the ball in college that they have in that backfield. And from talking with Sutton Smith during spring football, each one of those backs were just a little bit different. They all kind of had a specialty, all brought a little something different to the table, and he felt like it was a well-rounded group of running backs. So anyway, just talking with Braylon last night got me excited about football, and a little bit more excited about football, and wanted to pass that along. I thought it was funny talking to Braylon, and you're always trying to dig and find out some information, especially when we don't know a lot about this team and the personnel and the coaches and how they're doing. Braylon must have told me at least 4 times, time will tell. He would not give me any bulletin board material. He told me that. And when I was asking him about the offensive line, he was like, time will tell. And, talking about the running back room, how good could y'all be? Time will tell. How good is this offense going to be?
Time will tell.
Yes. So I was like, Braylon, I've been telling people that ask me, I have no idea about this team, how good they're going to be, how many wins they're going to have. Is the defense should be vastly improved just because of how bad they were last year. Just a improvement from 38. I think it was 38. We did the math one day on the show. I think they gave up 38 points per game last year. It was something insane.
Right.
Just to improve it to 31 points per game would be a drastic improvement.
Sure.
And that's still not a great defense. That's not even a good defense.
No.
That's a below average defense. So, but I remember one time we all thought that the defense, I think it was the defensive line, like 8-9 years ago, it was like, it can't be worse. They got to be better. Well, it was worse the next year. Maybe it was the offensive line, but anyway, you can't just assume the defense is going to be better, but you got to think it's got to be better. As bad as it was last year, there's nowhere to go but up. But I told Braylon that. I was like, when people ask me from now on, I'm going to say time will tell. I'm stealing your line. Time will tell. Jamie, over on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Jamie says, Wes, just letting you know, muscle weighs more than fat. Did I say it the other way around?
I believe you may have.
I'm sorry about that. I know better than that, Jamie. Sometimes when you're talking too fast, your mouth gets ahead of your brain and you say something dumb. Thank you for correcting me. Yes, muscle weighs more than fat. My trainer told me that because when I was on my little kick to lose some weight before I got to the beach, and I weighed in at 238, my goal was 225. And I hit it hard, man. I didn't drink for like 17 alcohol. I drank a lot of water. I didn't drink for 17 days, and I got down to 229. And he was like, "Dude, you did it." And I was like, "No, I didn't. I wanted to get to 225." And he's like, "You got to figure in how much bigger you are from working out. Muscle weighs more than fat. You probably, if you weren't working out, you would be around 225, but you've gained 4 pounds of muscle. So be happy with what you did." Thank you, Jamie. Jeff says, see if you can find the article Randy read yesterday from On3. NCAA discussing implementing a legal tampering window prior to the transfer portal. Jeff, I heard the discussion. That was in their first 30 minutes when I was driving home, and it's almost like giving up. The NCAA is just giving up. And they know about this tampering, and they have these schools complaining about tampering. They probably are overwhelmed with the tampering reports and don't have enough personnel to investigate all this. And so to me, it was like, you know what? We'll throw our hands in the air and just say, let's legalize it. I thought Rick made a great point. Just because you can't, everybody else is doing it, you just don't make it legal. That doesn't make it right. Now, the NFL does this. You got the legal tampering, and I think the NBA does. You have a period before free agency begins that you can start discussing with players and their agents these deals. It just helps get the deals done earlier. And if you think about it, in college, they're all free agents because of the portal and because of the freedom to transfer at will. If you want to, here's what you do. You slow down the number of transfers. Calipari's great idea, which I've said for a while. You get one free transfer. If your coach leaves, fine. You get another one. That doesn't cost you. But if you're there and your coach never leaves, you get one free transfer. If you decide to leave again, it's going to cost you. You got to sit out for a year. Cut out this one after another, after another, after another. 4 schools, 4 years, 5 schools, 5 years, just to go out and get you a new contract and a new NIL deal.
There's got to be some sort of consequence on the back end.
Yes, you got to stop that. And so if you're going to do the legal tampering, at least that would, if you had it that way, there would be less free agents every year. And you can't really, you don't want to tamper with a guy that's already transferred once and he's going to have to come and sit out for a year. Who wants to, what school wants to pay that kind of money for a guy that's going to be sitting on the bench or sitting out? My thoughts on it, you can't fool yourself. It's already happening. I mean, even if they don't pass it, it's not going to stop anything. These schools are still going to tamper. These agents are going to be contacting other coaches. I mean, that's where you got to stop it. When you have a player's representative reaching out to other schools and letting it be known, hey, this player can be had for a certain amount. It's not always the school's fault that's tampering. It's these agents, these advisors who are reaching out on the player's behalf to figure out what they can get. You think even if they don't legalize it, that's going to stop? No, it's going to continue. To me, that's not the problem. I mean, yeah, tampering is a problem. There are a lot of problems. But is it the biggest issue? Sometimes I wish they would focus in on what is the biggest problem. That would help stop some of this tampering. And that's just wide open free agency every single year for every single player. Just stop it. Address the transfers. Address that. And that will help some of your other issues. But, yeah, when I was thinking about it, Jeff, I think it's already happening. I'm not saying to make it legal, but if you don't make it legal, it's not going to stop it. They're going to keep doing it. So it's there. It's happening. It's already happening. And I don't know that you can't stop it. And so I guess that's their thinking. If we can't stop it, just make it legal and create a little window. But then you know what happens. They're not going to abide by that window. It's not like, the window opens tomorrow. No, weeks before, they're already doing it. They're going to keep doing it illegally. 501 says, who do you think will be our primary return man? Maybe on one of the running backs can carve out a role on special teams. Oh, we talked about this. Who was the primary punt returner? Somebody, because we've talked about this. It was Sutton Smith was back there, I know, because I talked to him about that. Also, Tay Lockett was back there because he was a very successful returner at Conway. But I think he was well on down the pecking order. I think it was Sutton. I want to say it was Sutton Smith was one of the primary guys. Man, I'll have to go back and look at the spring roster notes. But it was. Sorry, I can't remember. I've slept since then. And as far as kickoff return, that's gotten to the point that there's very few kickoffs returned. Those kickers have gotten so good at booting it through the end zone. You may get one chance a game. It's a punt return. That's what you want. You want a good guy at punt return because he can flip the field or at least pick you up a first down, catch it, get 10 yards. 501 says bidding for the U.S. media rights for the 30-30 World Cup. Oh, do you have a there must be a graphic. I don't think it's showing up, a picture. I haven't. Let me check. We've been having some issues here on the text line on the computer, but I can go on my phone a lot of times and see. Yes. Here, I got it. Bidding for the U.S. media rights for the 2030 FIFA World Cup could start at $1 billion, a source tells Front Office Sports. Fox Sports got the English language rights for the current World Cup at the bargain price of $485 million, but after record ratings, it's now a seller's market for FIFA. I saw the ratings that topped out at $35 million Monday night for the U.S. loss to Belgium. And just think if it would have been a good game down the stretch. I mean, even when it was 2-1, I was still holding on to a small, thin thread of hope that, they can score here and tie it up, man. They just need one goal. And then the goalie did that boneheaded
that
move.
third goal was.
And I was
was
just like, it's over.
That's the killer.
I mean, it was going to be hard enough to score one, much less two. And it not only deflated where I was, it deflated. You could see it deflated the crowd, the team, everybody. It was just like that's when you knew it was lights out. And I bet the ratings after that just
nosedived.
Yeah, tanked. But if you would have kept it close, dramatic 2-1, firing away, goal, shot after shot like Mexico was doing against England on Sunday night.
Well, heck, even down 2-0 in the 76th minute yesterday, I thought Argentina still got a chance here.
Did you really?
I did because of Messi.
I shouldn't have thought that way, but I did. I was like, oh, my gosh, Egypt's going to pull off the upset. It was so late in the game. I thought they could play keep away for long enough just to prevent 2 goals, much less losing and not having to go to extended extra time or PKs at some point.
Right.
3 goals, and we tried to figure it out. Was it the last 22 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
That was insane. But you look at these ratings, and it's going to be a lot more expensive of a package for whoever chooses to televise it. But I got to think Fox is very happy with the I know they are, because we talked about it last week when I pulled up the ratings that for so far had far exceeded expectations. And the hope now is, and I'm sure that their hope was the U.S. get one more game on Friday. Would have been Spain. Mm-hmm. That would have been huge ratings, maybe top the 40 million mark. And then, they were projecting if they could get the U.S. to the World Cup final, it could be like an AFC-NFC championship game of 50 million viewers. But, yes, you think about it. And I thought Randy made a great point yesterday. That game, the U.S., Belgium, and even their previous previous match had better ratings than the NBA Finals.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. New York, the Knicks, I think they average around 20 million. You got 31 million, as high as 35 million for the other night.
That is crazy.
All right, back to the Milton Heat and Air text line real quick. Why don't the high schools and colleges cut out the scouts as far as pay? Leave the owners to pay when they become pro. Why don't they? I don't know what he's talking about. Why don't the high schools and colleges cut out the scouts as far as pay? Leave the. You're going to have to help me here. Don't know what you're talking about. Why don't the high school? Oh, next one. In the first few minutes, I was like, whoa, this doesn't even look like apples to apples here. Big mismatch. Are we on the same show? I have no idea what you're talking about either. Did I,
Did you scroll too far and get into stuff for the
No,
zone?
it was just texted. And
Either that or it may have been delayed and just now cycled through when it was meant for something
Oh,
earlier.
I see. He had texted a minute earlier. So this is called okay. Whoa. Were the talking heads not acting like we should have beaten Belgium, even without our best player? I don't know soccer, but I could tell they were way better than us. In the first few minutes, I was like, whoa, this doesn't even look like apples to apples here. Big mismatch. Thank you. Okay, now I figured it out. Wait, Arkansas. United States wasn't without their best player, were they?
Well, they would have been if Balogun had had to serve his red card suspension.
But he played. Everybody was there. Their best player was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, there were a lot of analysts, even the odds from Vegas. It was pretty close to a 50-50 game. A lot of people thought the United States could win this game. It was just going to be who played the best. Well, not only did Belgium play the best, the U.S. played the worst.
Yeah.
That's a bad combination. But no, you're right. First few minutes, they scored so quickly, it was evident. The U.S. was tight. Their passes weren't crisp. They were getting a lot of their passes stolen or just the ball taken away from them, and they just seemed passive on defense. Just didn't look like the same team. And I was hopeful after the U.S. scored, made it 1-1, that would get them to settle down. Here we go. We're in this now. And give credit to Belgium. What do you want to do when the other team scores, no matter what sport it is?
Jump right back on them.
Yes. You're talking baseball, football, whatever. You give up a score, go get it back. And that's exactly what Belgium did. And I think that was it.
That took all the momentum they had just gained.
Yes. All right, let's take a break. That's a good way to get things started. Coming up at 2:30, Stephen Davis, the voice of the Travelers, will join us. Next up, Andrew Hutchinson, bestofarkansassports.com. We will talk a little Razorback sports with him. I got and I'll get into this conversation with Andrew. Coach Silverfield was talking with some alum, some donors, some big money guys. He wouldn't give a prediction. He wouldn't give them any idea of how many wins. Hutch coming up next. Glad you're with us. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Ten Fitness brings you Top 10 Tuesdays with The Zone. Each week, Justin and Phil will dive into a different Top 10 list and take your calls. Brought to you by 10 Fitness. Turn back the clock on gym prices.
This is SportsCenter.
The quarterfinals are set in the World Cup. Argentina advanced to the round of 8 after a thriller against Egypt yesterday. The Pharaohs were up 2-0 with only 11 minutes left in regulation when Argentina got a goal from Christian Romero to cut the lead in half. Then only 4 minutes later, Lionel Messi tied it up with his 8th goal of the tournament, giving him the lead in the Golden Boot race. After a frantic final few minutes, Argentina got one more goal just before the end of regulation. A header from Enzo Fernandez gave them the 3-2 win to head to the quarterfinals. The other match yesterday was the exact opposite of that one, with Switzerland advancing past Colombia on penalty kicks after a 0-0 tie through regulation and extra time. Today is the first day without World Cup games, but France face Morocco tomorrow for a spot in the semifinals. I'm Moose with the Buzz Radio Network. Looking for a powerful new truck? Make the smart drive to Smart Buick GMC in Whitehall. They've got a huge selection of rugged GMC trucks waiting for you right now, starting at just $38,296. For work, play, and everything in between. No matter where you are, Whitehall is a short drive from anywhere. So come find your new truck today or browse their entire inventory online now at smartbuickgmc.com. Smart Buick GMC. They are professional grade.
Hawks Homes has custom-built, manufactured homes under $100 per square foot. They have hundreds of floor plans available to fit your family's needs. Homes start as low as $39,995. They can finance your new home together with land so you can have one easy payment. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms available for immediate delivery. You can view their inventory online at hawkshomes.net. Let their family help your family. Hawks Homes, Bryant and Conway.
Meet Lee Platz, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Join Rick Schaefer and I every afternoon on Arkansas's #1 caller-driven sports show. We'll talk with great guests like Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Trey Biddy, Hogsports.com, Kevin Bohannon, and a whole lot more. It's all right here from 4 to 7 on 103.7 The Buzz.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Todd Pierce on this hump day, halfway through the week. Let's bring in Andrew Hutchinson, best of ArkansasSports.com. Hutch, what's going on, man? How are you?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Man, I'm good. I got a text from a buddy. He was at a group of, a group of donors. We're talking and hearing from Coach Silverfield, and I was like, "You getting good tidbits?" He's like, "Man, he was very close to the vest. Said there was no prediction on how many wins. Nothing like that from Silverfield." I think that's kind of funny. And I was reading y'all's story on bestofarkansassports.com. Silverfield is like, it's going to be the simple things with him. We're going to take care of the ball, no turnovers. We're going to create turnovers. We're going to control what we can control. We're going to change the culture of the program. And Hunter Yurchek came out on Hogs Plus and was like, we're going to have, what was the quote? How many more wins? It was going to be a significant amount of wins. Was that it?
A heck of a lot more wins.
Heck of a lot more wins. I don't think they are on the same page when it comes to marketing and PR.
Well, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Ryan Silverfield, he's a football coach. He's going to give you the coach speak. He's going to say what you just said, like, we want to take care of the ball. We want to eliminate pre-snap penalties. We want to fix the things that have driven Arkansas fans crazy over the last 14 years of all the losing. And I think he probably understands deep down, like if you gave him some truth serum, that it's going to be a struggle this year. It's not going to be easy. I mean, you look at the schedule, 9 SEC games plus a road trip to Utah. I mean, that is not going to do him any favors this year, and I think he recognizes that, and he's focused on the long term. He knows that this isn't one of those places where if you don't win right away, you're going to get fired after 1 year. Like it's not. So he's going to have time, and I think that's the way he looks at it. Yurchek, on the other hand, I mean, he's the AD. He's not the coach, and I think there's one thing we can say all sorts of things about Hunter Yurchek, whether or not you like him or things like that, but there's one thing that's undeniable. He is a very competitive dude. I mean, he did play basketball in college, small college, but he's got sons that play football. So, I mean, he's got that competitive edge to him, and if you ever see him during games when he's yelling at refs and he's fired up and everything, and I think he maybe spoke like a fired up fan whenever he was making that claim, like we're going to win a heck of a lot more games, and he's probably got the Razorback blinders on there, which you would hope that'd be the case since he's your AD. So I really think that's probably the source of the disconnect there. But I don't know if you're an Arkansas fan. I mean, you want them to think like that, but it was funny to hear him make that claim on that Hogs Plus interview, because I was like, oh, a heck of a lot more you say. Of course, how do you quantify that? I mean, if they double their win total, that's still only going 4-8.
That's a heck of a lot more.
So we'll see.
Yeah, twice as many.
So how do you define it? That'll be the key question.
We got Andrew Hutchinson with us. Yesterday we got into a discussion, and I gave everybody my most important game of the year, the biggest game of the year. I said it was Tennessee because it's the start of just a 5-game stretch that's doable. It's not daunting, it's not one of those gauntlets through the SEC. And at that point in the season, if things go as kind of planned, if it just you win your first game, which you should, and you go out to Utah and lose to Georgia at home, come back, take care of Tulsa, and lose on the road to A&M, you're 2-3. You're 0-2 in the SEC. At that point, that's where you got to go. Get a win, turn this thing around, get your first SEC win, and don't let it spiral out of control. That's my theory. That's why I think it's the biggest game of the year. What would you say is the biggest game of the year?
It's hard for me to disagree with that because I love the reasoning there. Because it is brutal. I mean, you mentioned, the two quote-unquote gimme games being North Alabama and Tulsa. I don't think anyone's going to expect them to beat Georgia at home. I think you could maybe make an argument for the Utah game. Like, maybe you just go out and you make a statement, win a game that maybe people aren't expecting you to win, and maybe that kind of sets the stage. I mean, I think back to 2020, Pittman's first year, and they went down and beat Mississippi State. Now, it turned out that Mississippi State wasn't as good as we maybe thought they were because they had beaten an LSU team that wasn't as good as we thought they were going to be. But that was a big game that was like, okay, maybe they've got something here. And they ended up having, they went 3-7 during that COVID year, but I think everyone would agree that was a successful year one, considering what had just unfolded the 2 years prior with the coach who shall not be named. So I think you could maybe make a case for the Utah game. And plus, you look at, I said you shall not name them, but the Chad Morris year, week 2, they go to Colorado State. Obviously a different caliber of opponent, but that was kind of the first sign of like, oh gosh, this might be a disaster. The way they played week 2 on the road at elevation, the collapse that they had. Obviously Utah, a significantly better program, a much bigger challenge. But I do think that has the potential, if you can win that game, of really setting you up to have a successful first year. I don't necessarily think it's the end of the world if you lose, but from a winning perspective, I think that could end up being the most important game. So I do like what you say about Tennessee and probably agree with you, but if I had to pick a different one, I would probably single out that week 2 matchup at Utah.
Yeah, and I think also if you get that second win, you're 2-0. What it does for the fan base and even the locker room. Yeah. It's so hard when you have a new coaching staff and they're preaching this, and and trying to give the guys get them to buy in. You lose that game and lose the Georgia game and lose it, and you're 2-3. That buy-in starts to go away. If you can get an early victory like that against Utah, the buy-in becomes almost immediate.
And ready for that 11 a.m. kickoff the following week against Georgia. It sounds like the team's going to need all the help they can get based on what Hunter came out and said about that. But, I think that Utah game has the potential to be really big. Now, again, I don't know how easy it's going to be. I was listening to a little bit of their coach at Big 12 Media Days, and there's a quarterback. They've got a returning starting quarterback that was the offensive newcomer of the year in the Big 12 last year, despite being banged up most of the year. So it's definitely going to be a challenge.
What'd you learn at Big 12 Media Days, besides they were all wearing their pads or their full jerseys? Wasn't that weird?
Yeah, that is weird. And it's also very weird that they're the Monster Energy Big 12. I guess I should correct myself there, that they are the Monster Energy Big 12 Conference. That was also a little bit weird as well, especially for only getting like $1 million per school for that. It's very odd, but I digress. Really, the thing that's probably the most notable thing for our purposes is he was asked specifically, Morgan, I don't know if it was Scally, their head coach was asked about playing Arkansas and having an SEC team come, and I mean, they seem to be pretty fired up. I mean, they look at it, kind of like probably what Notre Dame looked at Arkansas last year, like, hey, we're going to beat an SEC team. We're going to prove we are, really good, even though Arkansas proved to be a 2-10 team. Still, you come with the moniker of the SEC. So I think you've got that, and then also there is the perspective of how is Utah going to prepare for Arkansas, because you've got a new coach with an entirely new personnel on the roster, and how do you scout for that? Because I would imagine Arkansas is not going to show much against North Alabama week 1. You shouldn't have to win that game. So I thought it was interesting how I kind of talked about that challenge and how they're going to deal with that. And then also, I got to say, I was really impressed with their quarterback. Just listening to him talk, he's a very well-spoken kid, seems like a good dude. He was telling a story about, paying for his wide receivers to come down to Arizona. He's from Arizona, and they went down to Arizona, and he paid for their travel and paid for their Airbnb that they stayed in. Which shout out to NIL in this era to be able to do something like that. So I thought that was really cool. Kind of stinks that you hear the quarterback, he's so well spoken, such a good dude, and you're like, well, you hope they can beat the crap out of him, but man, he's a good kid. So. I thought that was maybe my, probably top takeaway from the little bit I was able to watch today.
We're talking with Andrew Hutchinson, bestofarkansassports.com. I saw your story about the baseball player, the Hawaiian, the next Hawaiian. Can you tell us about him, and you think we'll actually get to see him play at Arkansas? Yes,
Judah Ota. He is a top 100 recruit. I think he ranks number 75 overall in the class on Perfect Game. He's not quite viewed as high in terms of a MLB draft prospect, but he was invited to the Combine. I guess it was the end of last month. So he is a guy that has the attention of scouts, and he's done some pre-draft workouts. But listening to him, and you can go read the quotes from him in my story, but he sounds like a guy that's interested in coming to Arkansas. And he spoke very highly of Arkansas, and he. I went into the interview thinking he probably really knows Nolan Souza and the Aloy brothers, and he's really wanting to go play where they played. But he was honestly, no. Yes, that's cool, but he just truly on his own fell in love with Arkansas through the recruiting process and on his visit, and he wants to go play for the best school in the world. Is what he called it. So it sounds encouraging, but then the other thing you got to keep in mind, and I always try to tell myself, keep this in the back of my mind, is these kids are always, when you talk to them, you got to remember there's sometimes an alternative agenda. I'm not saying that's the case with Judah, but they are thinking hey, I need to put it out there that I really am interested in college, because then when a team drafts me, I can say, hey, you better pay me this amount of money or else I'm going to go to school. So it could be a leverage play. I've had that pulled on me. I know some buddies of mine that have talked to recruits during that process, and it's been the same thing. They've kind of use them for leverage. So there is that aspect of it you got to keep in mind, but I do feel good that he makes it to campus. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if all of the high school signees make it to campus. I mean, Jaworski Lane is maybe the biggest question mark, but it wouldn't surprise me if he does something kind of like a Jason Jones a few years back, where he was such a heralded recruit when he committed, kind of fell off on the draft boards leading up to the draft, and then ended up coming to school. Hopefully, if that's the case, he makes it to school and he has a better career than what Jason Jones ended up having. But it could be a similar scenario playing out with that.
Hutch, years ago, I went to Prentice, Mississippi, and interviewed A.J. Jefferson. And everyone said he was going to the NBA. He would never make it to Arkansas. And I left Prentice, Mississippi after spending 3 days down there, and I was like, A.J. Jefferson's coming to Arkansas. That dude loves Fayetteville. He can't wait to play in the SEC. He loves Stan Heath. He's coming to Arkansas. He never sniffed Fayetteville. So I feel you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, that's a classic case. Hey, I think he went, to the Boston Celtics?
Yep. I think he was top 10 pick. I want to say 8 off the top of my head. And, he made millions of dollars. So, who can blame him? But, yeah, it was just funny. Talking to him, his family, his coach, high school coach, they convinced me. That dude really wants to go to Arkansas. Hey,
Yep, it happened.
We're all into the World Cup. And I saw you had the story of the kid from Fayetteville. Is that our hope? Is that Arkansas's hope for somebody to play in the World Cup?
Probably. I'll be honest. That was all Michael Main. He is our soccer guy at Best of Arkansas Sports. He is all into this World Cup. I'll be calling him to ask him about a story that he's writing, and he's, mid-sentence, and he's like, "Oh my gosh," because he, just saw, something happen on a World Cup game that's on. But he is all over that. It sounds like there's some good players that come through Arkansas, but again, I mean, this is still America. We don't exactly have the pipeline and the infrastructure set up for success in this sport quite like the rest of the world does. So I will defer, and I will recommend everyone to go read that story at Best of Arkansas Sports, because they would learn more from reading it than I could ever convey by talking about it on here.
How about Arago, Caleb? I like to just call him Caleb O. You got a feel for him?
Yeah, all the signs seem to be pointing to Arkansas. You just wonder as the wait drags on if that could be a bad thing. But then again, he is playing EYBL. He maybe wants to go play in the Peach Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I just saw where one of his EYBL teammates, Anderson Diaz, officially announced he was reclassifying and going to enroll at Alabama this year. So I believe that eliminates him from being able to play on the EYBL circuit. And does Oregon want to continue playing with down a 5-star teammate? That's a question. Does BYU, how hard are they going to push him? Because it sounds like they're going after, based on our source, an Australian guy as their top big man choice. So would that affect if they get him? Then obviously they don't need Oregon, and you get them. But then if they don't get him, then it's like, okay, who offers the most money? That may be a situation you're in there. So still some things to play out, but I do think in the next week or so we should hopefully have a final answer on that front.
I know fans are ready to hear one way or the other about him, that's for sure. Hutch, thanks, man. Good stuff. We appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, guys.
It's Andrew Hutchinson, bestofarkansassports.com. We'll come back and wrap up our first hour. We'll open up the phone lines if you'd like to join us. 661-1037. If you'd rather text us, that's fine. That's the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
When the world's biggest tournament is hosted on our turf, you got to do it big. And Twin Peaks is built for big games. Stay refreshed for the full 90 minutes with ice-cold 29-degree drafts of Michelob Ultra and the iconic handcrafted spicy margarita made with Casamigos. Pair all of that with hand-tossed wings and seared-to-order burgers. Every second is packed with the world's most scenic views. Twin Peaks is truly unmatched for every match. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
This is Justin Acree. If shoulder or elbow pain is affecting your daily life, the fellowship-trained physicians at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health are here to help. They offer advanced care for injuries, arthritis, rotator cuff problems, and more, helping you feel better, move better, and get back to everyday life. Call 501-686-TOSH today to schedule your appointment. That's 501-686-8674. The doctor will see you now.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oakline Sports, is now available right here in the state of Arkansas. And on the biggest soccer stage in the world this summer, FanDuel, in partnership with Oakline Sports, is changing the soccer game with a feature built in for soccer fans. Because sometimes your players get subbed out, and your bet goes with them. It can happen at any moment. 1 minute they're on the pitch creating chances, and the next they're heading back to the bench. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your soccer player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. When your player leaves the match, your bet automatically continues on with the substitute player. So whether the action happens early, late, or deep into the stoppage time, you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started now. FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 plus and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Justin Acree for Coffin by Design West. Shop with the local folks and get exactly what you want. You can also shop from the convenience of your own home by going to kaufmanlumber.com. There's an online store with over 800,000 items in inventory that can be delivered straight to your front door. Items in inventory include everything from hardware to housewares, heating and cooling supplies, lawn and garden tools, sporting goods, store and office supplies, and there's a huge range of products in each area available. So go by their store in West Little Rock at 14900 Cantrell Road, or do your shopping online at kaufmanlumber.com.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What if you could get access to GLP-1 weight loss treatments for just $39? With Selfie, you can access doctor-guided GLP-1 weight loss treatments and a personalized weight loss program for up to 80 to 90% less than name brand prices, 100% online, and the medication is delivered straight to your door. No long waits, no paying thousands out of pocket. Available with or without insurance. Just one simple way to get started. Text COOL to 797979 to see if you qualify. That's COOL to 797979.
Fraud is on the rise, and scammers are getting more convincing every day. But remember this, your bank will never call you asking for your debit card number, expiration date, PIN, security code, or online banking login information. If you receive a message or call that feels off, trust your instincts. Hang up. Don't click. Don't respond. Instead, contact your bank directly using a number you know and trust. Protect your information. Protect your money. When in doubt, call your bank.
Back at it. I'm Wes Moore. He's Todd Pierce. In for Joe Franklin. Tomorrow, Trip Keeter's back with us.
And then Ethan Riggs on Friday.
Ethan is on Friday. Awesome. You guys are taking care of me while Joe's gone. I appreciate you.
We do our best.
It's a full-time job. That's for sure.
Not like some others, but yes, it's a full-time job.
All right, let's see here. That shouldn't be firing. There you go. I'll give you something I'll just pause it. That should not have fired.
Okay.
I paused it.
You stopped it. I can, if I do that right there, that should get rid of it.
But we need it to go into the break, right?
No, because you got one right. There's still one there that'll.
All right.
See how it's at the top? It should say into breaks.
Uh-huh. It does say into breaks. Okay.
Okay.
Good job. See, that's what I'm talking about. Those guys have to save me because I don't have a clue.
Well, we're all still learning this new system. We think we get a handle on it, and then something happens, and it throws us for a loop. I know that's what's been happening to me the last couple of weeks. So trust me, we're all trying to confirm and reconfirm what we think we know about this new system.
Yeah, I think I don't know much. Let's go to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. If you want to join us, we got time right now, 661-1037. 661-1037. And let's go back here. 501 says, he said, we're going to be the new standard in the SEC. And when you say he, I think you're meaning Hunter Yurchek. Is that what he told Hogs Plus? We're going to be the new standard in the SEC. I hope he's right. That would be awesome. But as Hutch said, he's kind of got to be the guy that's marketing, pushing the marketing, getting people excited, getting fans excited. I just don't know if he's the right guy to be doing that. What's the name of the song y'all just played coming back from break? Not this one. This would have been an old text. It had been the break before last when we went into the break at like 145. Can you look back at that?
I will do that right now.
Okay. U.S. soccer great Carly Lloyd, two-time FIFA Player of the Year on U.S. versus Belgium. Quote, I just felt like they lost the game before they even stepped on the pitch. Just chasing, tentative, scared, just not confident on the ball. Also complimented their previous games and positive impact on U.S. awareness on soccer. You know what? We actually played that exact clip yesterday, and I think she nailed it, honestly. Truth hurts sometimes, but they looked, and I am no soccer expert. I don't know how many times I got to say that. I guess I can stop saying that now. You know that. But I had watched every single one of their games, and they looked totally different against Belgium. Just individually, not going up against Belgium was by far the best team they had played, and so they capitalized on those mistakes and made the Americans look even worse. But just watching their passes were off.
The body language especially, it seemed like something was off from the start.
And there was a couple of times, and I'm like, is it really windy there in Seattle? What's going on? Because they weren't reading the ball in the air. There were a couple of deep, long passes, and it was like a cornerback in football trying to follow the ball in the air and make a play on the ball, and he just misread it time after time after time. And I'm like, guys, what's going on? That's a long pass that you've got to do something with. You got to make – and the offensive guy would just get it out of the air and go with it. I'm like, geez, it's just – did not look good. Didn't look good at all. Ron from Pine Bluff. What's up, Ron? Glad you're listening. We were undefeated last year, first 2 games. We may go undefeated this year. I can dream, can I? Laughing out loud. Yes, Ron, you can dream. Man, it'd be great if they go undefeated the first 2 games this year, because that means a road victory at Utah. And that's a heck of a way to kickstart the season and
Absolutely.
Get people believing and thinking that, you know what, maybe this there is something here that's promising. Scott says, I can't believe how many times they passed the soccer ball to the other team. It was sloppy, wasn't it, Scott? There were a couple times like you're thinking, okay, here they go on an attack. And Belgium wasn't really like retreating. They were standing their ground, and when the U.S. would go to pass, they just step in the middle and take it away. I'm like, they're being ultra aggressive defensively. There's got to be an attack, something to counter that, I'm thinking.
Either that or the United States was just telegraphing its passing.
That's a good point. TP in Little Rock. Wes, when can we get Mark the Magician back on? I'll sponsor him. Horse racing never ends. The Haskell is coming up and no one cares about the Arkansas Travelers baseball every week. No, that's not true, TP. There's a lot of people that go to Travelers games, care about the Travelers, but I, like you, love horse racing. I play the horses all day Friday and Saturday. Saratoga had a good day Friday. Real good day Friday. Not so good day on Saturday. But no, I saw the just the god-awful collision. The 4 horses go down. I was watching it live. My family was. They're like, everybody gasped.
Oh, my goodness.
It was terrible. All 4 horses got up. Didn't have to euthanize any of them. Jockeys were not severely injured. Hour number 2's next.
It's the Hustler Summer Sizzler happening now at Cabot Outdoors. Save big this summer with up to $2,000 off select Hustler zero-turn mowers. Grab the X-Ride 60-inch and save $2,000. Enjoy 0% financing for 42 months with approved credit. Payments as low as $330 a month. And don't miss Hustler Raptor deals. Get $250 off or score a free DeWalt tool. Sale ends July 31st. Cabot Outdoors, your source for Hustler and DeWalt equipment. Get mowing today. Online at CabotOutdoors.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Chuck Barrett inviting you to listen to me call the Hogs on 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock.
The Razorbacks are coming at ya.
Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
A massive hiring event is underway for the new Buc-ee's location in Benton. It's today and tomorrow. The Benton location is set to hire 200 people, and they need cashiers, custodians, grocery and deli associates, and more jobs to fill. Starting pay is between $20 and $25 an hour. Interviews are by invitation only, and you can apply to be invited on the Buc-ee's website. Interviews will be conducted at the Embassy Suites on Financial Parkway in Little Rock. The multi-day event ends tomorrow at 4 p.m. And Little Rock's riverfront downtown is set to get a major transformation thanks to a massive grant. The Bezos Earth Fund has awarded the city with $30 million in grant money. The 23 acres of former Interstate 30 land will be turned into a park featuring walking paths, sports areas, public art, and much more. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Pat Walker.
A little warmer this morning and still kind of hot this afternoon. A high of 92 degrees will become partly cloudy with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Tonight, though, mostly clear down to 74. Our Thursday will be mostly sunny and hotter with a high of 96, but also a few isolated thunderstorms are possible. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
Fraud is on the rise and scammers are getting more convincing every day. But remember this, your bank will never call you asking for your debit card number, expiration date, PIN, security code, or online banking login information. If you receive a message or call that feels off, trust your instincts. Hang up. Don't click, don't respond. Instead, contact your bank directly using a number you know and trust. Protect your information. Protect your money. When in doubt, call your bank.
The Honda Ride Red and Save Green sales event is happening at Honda Russellville. Get more done with a Pioneer 700 or 1000 side-by-side. Swing a leg over a dependable 4Trax Rancher ATV. Take your crew in a 4-seat Pioneer 704 or 5-seat Pioneer 1005. Bonus bucks on select models plus low-rate financing for qualified buyers. Visit HondaRussellville.com.
For your safety, read the owner's manual and wear a helmet and eye protection. Always wear your seatbelt and close the side vents and doors when operating a side-by-side. Honda side-by-sides and ATVs are for riders 16 and older.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Looking for something unique to do in Little Rock? Head to the Museum of Discovery. Explore hands-on exhibits, try real science experiments, and meet live animals up close. Little ones will love the Small Fry Fish Camp Gallery, designed just for early learners. Catch an electrifying bipolar musical Tesla coil show or live science demonstration during your visit. And with special events happening all the time, there's always something new to experience for all ages. So plan your visit and check out upcoming events at museumofdiscovery.org.
Join the Zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday, as Justin and Phil give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the Zone from 10 till 1. It's all brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level. And be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz. news.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, price and valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Live from the True Service Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I can't wait to...
It is time for your Razor Hog update. Be pretty quick, not a whole lot going on. We did get the information from the University of Arkansas that the Thanksgiving Classic is back for the University of Arkansas, just like last year. They played on Thanksgiving Day. They're going to play again, this time at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit against Michigan State. CBS has the broadcast at 3:30. So Thanksgiving Day, you'll have the CBS game, Lions and whoever.
Right.
And then they'll go post-game right into the Arkansas-Michigan State game. So,
probably literally right across the street.
Great point, Todd. Exactly right. Just set up camp there in Detroit. Also, one other note, I saw where Jonas Adu is playing in the
Summer League.
Yeah, he's in Salt Lake City.
Too.
He had 16 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 blocks against Oklahoma City last night. So a double-double for Jonas Adu, former Razorback. He's played in 3 games. The first one, he had 2 points and 6 rebounds. The second game, he had 10 points and 7 rebounds, 5 blocks. And then last night, 16, 14, and 4. So just getting better and better and better. Good luck, Jonas Adu.
I've got one quick note I can throw in real quick. Former Razorback pitcher Zach Root, who is pitching for the High A Great Lakes Loons in the Dodgers organization, threw for them last night. 6 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts.
Wow.
Loons win 4-2 over the Dayton Dragons, the High A team for the Cincinnati Reds.
All right, thank you for that. I saw that on Twitter also. That was awesome. Let's bring in Glenn Day, change gears a little bit and talk a little golf. What's up, Glenn? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing, Wes?
Man, fantastic. Just started raining downtown at the Buzz, so I guess it's heading our way from West Little Rock.
Yeah, that it is. It blew up real quick out here, and you know, hey, we need a little rain, but this seems like an everyday occurrence.
It honestly, my yard was getting so bad, I was like, I'm finally going to have to turn on the sprinkler system for the first time. I was waiting to see how long I could go without turning it on. And so I turned it on Thursday night and watered the grass Friday morning early. Stormed Friday, got like 2 inches in 2 hours. It was incredible. Then it did it again all day Saturday. And then got it last night. I'm like, well, I can turn those sprinklers off again. There's no need for them for a while.
Well, now we know who to call when we need rain.
Yeah, just and make sure I turn my sprinklers off before we get to the Simmons Bank Championship.
Oh, there you go.
Forget washing your car. We just got to check on Wes's sprinkler system.
That's right. You know, just double up on the water and pay for it instead of taking the free rain. That was me, the dummy. So,
well, you know,
go ahead.
I was going to say I'm not superstitious. I think it's unlucky, but we will call you about your sprinklers.
Yeah, I'll be glad to do whatever I can to help. Because you know what? We deserve good weather this year. Because the first 2 years of the Simmons Bank Championship, we've had a little, case here or there of some rain.
Well, the first year, it didn't rain for like 30 days before the golf tournament. The golf course was hard as a rock. It was playing great. It was wonderful. And then it rained on Saturday of the tournament. And then it rained some last year. But, hey, the golf course is great. PV does an unbelievable job. And the tournament itself won the best tournament of the year last year. It won its first year as well. The community supports it. I think it's just turned out to be a wonderful event.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the tournament itself and just the Champions Tour period, but I was playing with Michael Cataldo when Dickie Pride won the Dix Open, and he was telling me about Dickie Pride and what a great guy he is and his Arkansas connections, and I thought, man, what a great story.
Dickie has been a friend of ours for a long time. His wife and my wife are really, really good friends. The kids, he's a good man, and it was really good to see him win. And it was even better to see how he won. I mean, he played fabulous. I believe in the post-tournament interview, Patrick Harrington, to his credit, said it would have been a disgrace had I won this golf tournament because Dickie Pride outplayed me all day long. So it was good. It was good to see Dickie win.
I thought it was cool, too, to see all the players there to congratulate him afterwards. You could tell he's a good dude, or those guys wouldn't have been waiting around.
The Champions Tour, we're like a family. I mean, our kids grew up together pretty much on the tour. We all played together, all through our tour years, and now you turn 50. You get to go to the Champions Tour and continue to do it. Everybody supports everybody. It's good to see.
Then last week, Padraig Harrington got his. He got the U.S. Senior Open Championship. And you could see from some of the scores that course was playing tough.
Well, that's a really good golf course. They redid it a little bit, and they did a fabulous job on it. But Padraig, he changed his game and went to he gained a lot of distance. He changed his swing, and that's the way the sport has gone now. I mean, these kids hit it so far. It doesn't matter how long the golf course is. If you don't have any rough and the greens are semi-soft, they're going to shoot low numbers.
Yeah, he wins about 4 shots. A U.S. Open.
Yeah.
He's obviously playing really good golf right now.
Oh, obviously. Loses in a playoff one week and wins the next. That's pretty impressive.
Right now, Stuart Sink is at the top of the Charles Schwab Cup money. Then Padraig Harrington, Zach Johnson, Retief Goosen, George McNeil. Any surprises? Anybody that's kind of surprised you this year with how they're playing?
No, not really. Stuart, he played on the PGA Tour and very successfully all the way up until he was 50. And when he turned 50, he came to the Champions Tour. And he said, I'm not going back down. I'm staying right here. And, he's committed to the tour, the Champions Tour. And, he's a really good player. I mean, he's 6'4", and his arms are 7 foot long. The golf swing has got a huge arc. He hits it a mile. It's really hard to beat that when he's making some putts.
What's your schedule look like? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I'm still rehabbing a injury. I had 3 surgeries in the last 3 years, every year, and I got me a new hip in November. And I just didn't plan on anything this year because it has been 6 to 8 months for me to get over a surgery. And then I was having another one. And I was getting a new hip. I didn't understand how it was going to be, so I just did not plan on playing much this year at all. I'm going to play, I don't know, in about a month or so. I'm getting much, much better. Let's put it like that. but I did not want to play in pain anymore. It was just physically and mentally not something I wanted to go through anymore.
Oh, the hips are pretty important in a swing. Can you tell a huge difference with the new hip?
Oh, yeah. Yes, tremendous. But, it's getting back. You can't do what you used to do. You've kind of got to change a little bit. You've got to, make some changes. And I've been doing that. I've been working out. I've been doing, I'm doing really well. So, I look forward to getting back out some. It just depends on how much now I will get to play and when I can start playing. I wasn't going to start any earlier than now. I've done it for 3 years, and like I said, it's just too painful.
We'll just start calling Glenn Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it just wear and tear on your hip?
Pretty much. They just wore out, both of them. UAMS and Lowry Barnes did an unbelievable job keeping me going, keeping me playing. I had one scoped, and I had another one scoped, and then I had something else done to the left one, and then the left one was worse than the right one. The right did okay through the scope. Larry O'Malley did them, the scopes, and I finally just had to get a new one. And the unknown to me was the big thing. I didn't know how I was going to come back, but I knew that I was not going to go back out and try to play and finish 50th in the tournament. I wasn't going to do that anymore. If I couldn't play, I wasn't going to go anymore.
Do you think with the new hip that changes your thinking?
It does a little bit. It's getting better and better. I was playing today before we got rained out, and I was doing much better. It's it's part of sports. You see it all the time. You got college guys, you got professional guys who were talking about. I was listening yesterday when you had Coach Z on, and he was talking about. They went on an international trip, and one of the players kind of tweaked his knee.
Yeah.
Nick
Smith.
Yeah, and that's part of sports. It's part of it. And then you have to take some time off, and you got to work. You got to do rehab. You get your knee back, then you got to go get your game back. And then if you're playing with an injury, you can't ever really get your game going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've had injuries after injuries after injuries, and that's just the way it goes. These joints kind of wear out when you get to be 60. I found out.
We got Glenn Day with us, hanging out on Out of Bounds. Glenn, I was watching. It was the Dicks, and John Daly had his career low. What in the heck got into John Daly that day?
John Daly has more talent in one hand than half of the guys on the PGA Tour currently right now. He really is that good. It just depends on if he wants to play that day, what's going on. I don't know. It's been a black hole, something people don't understand for years, but he sure has the talent to play.
That was an incredible round. In fact, it was like one of those where you do a double take. I was like, "Is that right? Did he really shoot that?" Yeah, that was spectacular.
Well, he's capable of doing it every day and any day.
How was Ken doing?
Oh, Ken is doing better. He is. I don't know. I haven't looked at any scores this week, but I know he's playing. I think Ken had some physical issues. I'm not exactly sure what all was going on. And that's the thing. People they look in the newspaper or they look on the internet now. It used to be a newspaper, and all you're looking at is scores, and you really don't know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You see guys on tour that are playing really well. look and see if they're fixing to have their first child or having another child. When good things happen to you in life, you tend to play better golf. You find somebody that's playing bad, well, you know, they may not be playing good because of a health issue or a family issue, something outside the game. And so you just don't know. You know, you just don't know what's going on in people's lives, and it really does affect the way you play.
I played golf the day I got married, and everybody's wanted to bet me because they said you're going to have the worst round of your life because you got so much stress and so much going on in your mind right now. They were right. I played terrible.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking about a million different things.
It's the game of golf is so mental to start with, and if you've got anything else on your mind or something's not going good or you're pushing for some reason, it greatly affects the number that you're going to put on that board that day.
How excited are you for I was just going to ask you, how excited are you for the end of October and for the tournament to finally get here?
Oh, it's always a great week to bring all of my friends into town. They absolutely love Little Rock. Every year I tell everybody, and I'm going to say it right now, to the people that come out, to the people just at the grocery store, at the convenience store, at the restaurants, thank you. The players love it. Everybody is so nice. I mean, Arkansas and Little Rock really shows what they're actually made of, and it is really phenomenal.
Who has more fun during that week, you or Jennifer?
Jennifer. I'm going to say Jennifer, because she has her friends come in too, and they do a wives outing, and she takes them shopping one day, and she takes them to do, she shows the things to her friends that she does, and all of the shops and stores and different things, and they have a blast. They have a wonderful time.
You do a lot of work.
Well, I do it for the love of it to start with, and for this community. It raises money. Simmons has done a great job as a title sponsor, and Stevens is a presenting sponsor, and everybody else involved. Dillard's has stepped up. Saracen Casinos has stepped up. Maverick Trucking. There are multiple people, but they've all stepped up for the game of golf, number one. But ultimately, the game of golf is our whole tour was designed, the PGA Tour and everything, was to give back to the community. We raise money in every community that we go to. And if the Simmons Bank Championship, they keep going, if they go for 10 years, we're going to end up raising, I'm going to say, $15 to $20 million for charities, in this community. And that all that does is help everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It helps everyone. And I love the game of golf, not for just playing it, but for actually what it does for everyone else.
Yeah, I would encourage everyone to follow the Simmons Bank Championship on social media. Here in the last couple of months, they've been tweeting out pictures and check presentations to different charities across Little Rock, North Little Rock, Central Arkansas, and you can see all that money and where it's going and how it does benefit the surrounding area. So you're exactly right.
Well, and I'm going to tell you another thing. A lot of other players have their own tournaments, maybe not a tour event, but they have their own pro-ams. And I'm going to give you for instance, I've got to give a little plug here. Bob Ralston was my father-in-law. Steve Ralston runs Burns Park over in North Little Rock. And when Bob passed away, the Ralston family put together a foundation, and we have a tournament on July 27th at Burns Park. It's $500 a team. It's a 4-man scramble. And we raise money and give 3 scholarships to graduating seniors going to college. So we give them $3,000 apiece going to college. And that is over and above like the Simmons Championship or the FedEx tournament or whatever. I'm not going to say most, but a lot of players have their own pro-ams and their own tournaments to raise additional money for their own causes. And this one for us, we're giving a scholarship to a kid to go to college, and I think that's wonderful.
That's awesome. With one in college and one going to college here soon, every bit of scholarship money helps, and that is a great. That's 3 weeks from today. Today's the 8th, so that's 3 weeks from today.
Yeah, if if somebody wants to play and wants to support, we would love to have them. Just call Burns Park. Tell them you want to come out and play. Come out and have a good day. It all goes to charity. That's what we're doing. We're trying to help other people, and that's what the Game of Golf's all about.
Awesome stuff. Glenn, thank you so much for taking some time to join us today. It's always good to catch up with you and talk a little golf. We'll hit you up here soon.
Well, give me a shout. It's always great to hear from y'all, Wes. Y'all have a wonderful day.
See you, man. Glenn Day joining us on Out of Bounds. It was good. Good to catch up with him. Check on how his hip is doing, how the rehab's going. It's good to hear he's playing golf again. We got to take a break. When we come back, Stephen Davis will join us, voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Catch up with him. They're in Amarillo. Almost said Abilene. I knew it was one of those West Texas towns.
Heck of a game last night we can talk to Stephen about, too.
Sweet. All right, we'll catch up with him next. It's Out of Bounds.
Chris Kane joins Morning Mayhem each Monday to mix it up with the guys. Chris Kane on Morning Mayhem is presented by Trader Bill's. Trader Bill's, your one-stop shop for all things lake.
This is Sports Center.
The quarterfinals are set in the World Cup. Argentina advanced to the round of 8 after a thriller against Egypt yesterday. The Pharaohs were up 2-0 with only 11 minutes left in regulation when Argentina got a goal from Christian Romero to cut the lead in half. Then only 4 minutes later, Lionel Messi tied it up with his 8th goal of the tournament, giving him the lead in the Golden Boot race. After a frantic final few minutes, Argentina got one more goal just before the end of regulation. A header from Enzo Fernandez gave them the 3-2 win to head to the quarterfinals. The other match yesterday was the exact opposite of that one, with Switzerland advancing past Colombia on penalty kicks after a 0-0 tie through regulation and extra time. Today is the first day without World Cup games, but France face Morocco tomorrow for a spot in the semifinals. I'm Moose with the Buzz Radio Network.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. Take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down.
A message from the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
You can't always see what's in the air, but dust, allergens, contaminants, even mold could be affecting your health. Learn about air quality testing at RainbowRestores.com. When the unthinkable happens, damage from smoke, water, fire, mold, or just poor air quality, let Rainbow Restoration fix your home or business. With their 24/7 rapid response, you'll get your life back on track fast. RainbowRestores.com. Rainbow Restoration. They restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Hey, this is Chris Walker with Fence Brokers. Looking for top quality fencing at unbeatable prices? At Fence Brokers, we're your local fence distributor with everything you need. Wood, vinyl, chain link, ornamental iron, entry estate gates, access control, and more. Whether you're a contractor or a do-it-yourself homeowner, our staff of experts will help you find the perfect solutions for your project. Fast delivery, huge selection, and personalized service set us apart. Visit us in Bryant or find us at fencebrokers.com to submit a quote. Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
U.S. Truck Accessories, your #1 Central Arkansas source for truck accessories, specializing in camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, trailer hitches, steps, grill guards, bumpers, lift kits, and much more. With professional installation on all products they offer. Locations in Conway and Searcy. U.S. Truck Accessories offers their customers twice the service. Locally owned and operated by a military veteran since 2002. Visit in-store, online. U.S. Truck Accessories. Work hard, play hard.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Every time you come around, you know I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. You know, Glenn was absolutely correct about when you got things going on, it's a distraction. It hurts your game.
Sure.
Oh, I'm seeing it here. I got like 4 things going on during the break, trying to get taken care of outside of work. I'm just distracted. I'm all over the place. Can't focus. I got to compartmentalize. Put that stuff over here. Focus here. Try to do 4 things at once. Can't do it.
No, you can't.
I just got to do one thing right now. That's to talk to Stephen Davis, voice of the Arkansas Travelers. What's up, Stephen? How are you?
Good, Wes. Come on. Now, when you're at work, you're supposed to focus just on work,
I
right?
know.
Isn't that what they tell you? Your boss is probably literally right down the hall listening to you right now.
No, he's not. He's on the golf course. I guarantee you. He's on the golf course.
Well, then you're
He's
okay.
Not listening. No, he's not paying attention. But
well,
no.
if he's on the golf course, he's getting rained on or already has gotten rained on.
Then I know what he's doing. He's in the 19th hole doing something else.
Yeah, he went there first.
I'm just putting the phone to the side during this entire segment. You have my complete focus, Stephen. Complete focus.
All right. I will give you my complete focus in return.
Todd was telling me about the crazy game last night. Tell everybody.
You know, some of these games defy explanation. And you come out here to Amarillo. We're in Amarillo this week. This ballpark, you usually get weird games out here. For the 6 games, at least 4 of them, if not 5 or all 6, are weird in some form, high scoring. Last night was the weird pitcher's duel in this ballpark, because you'd never expect to have a game that's 2-2 in the middle of the 8th inning here in this park, where 3 of the 4 runs have been scored in the first. That's what we had, though. And first inning last night, it looked like it was going to be a normal game in this park, another 9-6 type game. We had each team homering in the first inning, but both starting pitchers were great. Both threw quality starts, went 6 innings. All of a sudden, it looks like a normal Travs game. We're 2-2. It's a battle of the bullpens. Amarillo scratches across the run in the bottom of the 8th. You're like, man, it's going to be a tough loss for the Travs tonight. Travs find a way to really scratch across the run in the 9th. Got a leadoff walk, stole 2 bases, and got a sacrifice fly on an 0-2 pitch to get it tied. And then, surprise of all surprises, get to the 10th inning, and the Travs put up 8 runs and win the thing 11-3 last night. So they go off in the 10th last night for 8, their highest scoring innings of the season, really out of nowhere. They get a 2-run double to get it started from Charlie Pagliarini. Hunter Fitzgerald followed with a 2-run homer. Jared Sundstrom added a grand slam just for fun later in the inning. And you looked like you cruised to a victory when really it was a ball game that you were within a couple outs or 4 strikes of losing in tough fashion. So fun game last night, really interesting game, and that's how the series out here got started this week.
And the kicker of it all is the final out was to Ben McLaughlin, former Hog. Called out on strikes with the bat on his shoulders, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Craziness.
Ben McLaughlin was a big reason why Amarillo even had the lead last night. It was bottom of the 8th inning, and Ben, against one of the Travs' best pitchers, Reed Van Scooter, in a left-on-left matchup, tripled off the wall in center field. with 2 out, and then came home on a 2-out single after a 12-pitch at bat that followed that. So he was a big part of what Amarillo did last night. He's getting to play every day out here, being a second-year guy in Double-A, getting to play every day, get everyday reps. So hopefully the Travs can keep him down a little bit, but he looked pretty good last night on that one swing for sure.
Stephen Davis with us on Out of Bounds. Stephen, what are the pitching plans this week? I know it's kind of with the All-Star Futures game. Is it throwing things off?
It's throwing things off a lot. The Travs have been really lucky this year working with a 6-man rotation. Every guy throwing 1 day a week, same day every week. There have been, knock on wood, no injuries to those guys that threw anything off. The only thing that had changed anything was a rain out and a doubleheader. Then this week you get here and you're like, okay, Cade Anderson, not available because he's throwing in the Futures game Sunday, can't start Friday. Ryan Sloan, going to the Futures game Sunday, can't start Saturday as usual. So they redid the entire rotation this week. Nico Teleshay, who had usually been the Thursday starter, but had a really short start last week in Springfield, didn't even get out of the second inning, actually came back on 4 days rest and started last night. He was the one who threw the quality start of 6 innings, 2 runs, his team best 5th quality start of the year. So he gets the call on Tuesday. Tonight's actually going to be a bullpen game. Long reliever Abdiel Mendoza is going to make the start. Then the usual Tuesday guy, Michael Morales, has been pushed back to Thursday this week to give him a little extra time. The usual Wednesday starter, Ryan Hawks, is back to Friday this week. And then the usual Sunday starter, Adam Leverett's going to bump up a day and throw on Saturday. And then Teleshay, who started last night, will again pitch on 4 days rest and throw the finale on Sunday as the starter to try to give you starting pitchers for at least 5 of the 6 games to try to make up for not having Sloan and Anderson. As Rich Thompson told me yesterday, he goes, you're not going to replace those guys quality-wise. He goes, but on top of that, it's 5 innings apiece or 6 innings apiece. You're looking at 10 to 12 innings you've got to fill in with either another starter, which Teleshay will give it a shot going again on Sunday, or guys from your bullpen have to step up and throw a little more than normal. So unless the ball game gets really out of hand, they're not going to throw a position player. So there's going to be some innings for some guys to fill, but the rotation really gets shaken up this week without Anderson and Sloan available because of the Futures game.
So then I guess with the All-Star break right after that, because now the minor league guys take the same All-Star break that the major league guys take, I guess that helps to reset everything. You can go with Cade Anderson again a week from Friday, right?
They could. I don't know how exactly that'll play out with those guys throwing what we expect to be 1 inning in the Futures game. That usually doesn't get determined until Saturday or Sunday when they get in town to Philadelphia, in this case, how much they'll throw on Sunday, but it won't be more than an inning. I don't know what the Mariners' plans for those guys would be, and that'll be something that they probably work out at the end of this week once they see how things go with the rest of this rotation here. You do get to ease back into it a little bit out of the All-Star break, which is nice. The Travs will finally be back home. When they get back home on July 17th, it'll be the first home game in nearly 3 weeks. But you play just a 3-game series at home, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then you've got Monday off again. So they've got plenty of options for how they could stack things up with getting guys back in, whether it be Cade or Ryan Sloan or whether it be the guys that have been starting here in Amarillo. The trick is these guys as starting pitchers get on such a routine where they pitch if it's once a week or every 6th day or every 5th day where you're having your start day, you have your days in between where you have your conditioning routine, you have your side day in the middle of that, then you get back to your start day. Well, that all gets thrown off with the All-Star break. These guys will still work out, but it's a different setup. Some of them will be able to play catch. Some of them might be able to throw to a catcher and actually have kind of a side session, but some of them won't. So you're just taking some days off in there in some cases, which is great for the arm to give it a breather, but it throws off the routine for a starting pitcher. So sometimes you'll see a situation where maybe the guy that starts Saturday or Sunday comes back and actually pitches the first game out of the break in the minor leagues because they're more in a routine in that situation, whereas somebody that was pitching earlier in the week gets a longer break just because they need to come back and throw a side session before they start again. So that's for the Mariners folks to figure out, and we'll find out by the end of this weekend maybe what things will look like for that homestand when the Travs get back to DSP.
Will Cade Anderson or Ryan Sloan either be available, out of the bullpen for like an inning or two during this week?
They talked about it, but they just decided, they're going to throw Sunday. They've been pitching Friday, Saturday. There's no reason to push them and have them throw 1 inning in a game at this point and then come back and throw another inning on Sunday. Just give them a break. Let them throw a more extended side session during the week here in Amarillo. and then fly to Philadelphia over the weekend and let them have a really good experience. Let them go have that one inning of spotlight time in the Futures game on Sunday, because those guys are both such big prospects that everybody wants to see them pitch in the Futures game. So that's a really big deal for those guys to get to go throw in a big league stadium on national TV, on NBC, on Sunday with the game starting at 11 a.m. So there was talk about it, and I know in some cases I talked to Kate about it. He would have been fine with it, but he also understands the situation, and he'll do what they want him to do, which in this case is to throw a side here in Amarillo and then be ready to throw an inning in Philadelphia on Sunday.
Sliding over to the offensive side of the ledger, you had Michael Arroyo and Lazaro Montes get called up to Spokane on Monday. How do you go about trying to replace that offensive output, and is there any indication from the Mariners organization who might get called up from High A, or how does that all work?
Yeah, sometimes there's direct correlation with promotions coming all at the same time, and sometimes there's not. And this was one of those times where there is not. Those two had hit their way out of here. Congrats to those guys. We loved having them here. Hate not having them here for selfish reasons, but they need to be up in AAA now. They've proven what they can prove in AA, so let them go have some time against AAA pitching now. Those guys will do great up there, and hopefully will be in the big leagues sooner rather than later, too. So piecing in for the lineup, I mean, you got to count on the guys you've got to keep stepping up and doing better. The Travs got two old friends back from Tacoma, actually, to fill out the roster. Blake Rambush came back yesterday. Hogan Windish came back yesterday, so they'll help, but you're not going to replace Michael Arroyo and Lazaro Montes. I don't care who you are, what minor league team you are, what organization you're in. You're not replacing those two bats. That's two really good top 50 prospects, two guys that can damage the baseball. Montes, obviously, 25 home runs. Arroyo was pushing near a 290 batting average with the run he'd been on lately. So it's your number 1 and number 4 hitters in your lineup pretty much every day. So things are going to be different, but you count on the next guy up, whoever it is, whoever to fill in the lineup. It looks a little funky when you've got a different lineup and somebody else is hitting first and fourth, but that cleanup spot was Caleb Cowley last night, and it will be again tonight. He's been hitting fifth, and Caleb is more than capable of filling that spot for the Travs right now. But then you got to go, well, who's hitting fifth if Caleb's hitting fourth? So there's always a trickle-down effect, but it always works itself out. Somebody will step up, and maybe in the next couple weeks, maybe after the trade deadline, who knows? There might be some more guys coming up to the Travs at some point, but the group we got now is the group that's here, and they did pretty well last night, especially in that 10th inning.
Stephen Davis with us, the voice of the Arkansas Travelers. I got to ask you about Justin Verlander announcing his retirement. What will you always remember about Verlander?
Well, one, that he could snag Kate Upton. That's the first thing that pops to mind, honestly. Pitching-wise, such an interesting career. He was highly touted coming out of college after that great career, and kind of lived up to the hype, if not exceeded it in a lot of times. And he always seemed to be one of those guys that loved the spotlight. Yeah. He wanted to, some guys don't want the smoke. They want to just kind of fly under the radar and think like everybody's against them. Verlander wanted the smoke and seemed to thrive on it, whether it was in Detroit, whether it was in Houston. He kind of liked that role of being the guy that was the lightning rod and give me the baseball in the biggest games and the brightest lights. I want to go out there. And he always seemed to be kind of a stand-up guy as well. If he threw well, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. This is why I did that. That's what I expected to do. If he didn't throw well, hey, own up to that. But more often than not, he threw it well. Obviously, should be a Hall of Famer, probably a first ballot type guy, and just a huge career, and kept pitching long after a lot of guys his age in this era had hung it up. So kudos to him, and hope he can enjoy this last ride for the last half of the season. And it's one of the under-the-radar things that baseball has done recently was add that legend spot to the All-Star game, and it's perfect setup for him this year to be able to go and be in the All-Star game one more time and get honored before he hangs it up at the end of the season.
All right, Stephen, I know you probably saw this play. I'm going to play it for everybody so they can hear it, but then we're going to talk about the Kansas City Royals last night.
Okay.
Little tapper left to the mound. Lugo fielding, throwing on the run, and it gets on by Caglione. That'll bring in the game's first run as Ewing scores. Bichette to third, and all the way to second goes Benj. Now it's thrown to the backstop, and Bichette digging for the plate. He scores. Now the ball gets away again, and Benj will score.
They needed some music behind that. some of that. First of all, that's got to be a hard play to call as a play-by-play guy because there's just so much action going nonstop.
There is. So my first thought when I watched that, and that was the TV call from the Mets and the great Gary Cohen. And on TV, obviously, you can see the ball flying all around on this Little League home run that Carson Bench hit last night. 3 runs scoring on it for the Mets, which, by the way, the Royals didn't let that get to them last night. That was the first inning of the game. The Royals came back and won 16-12 last night. So really crazy game there at Citi Field last night. But it was for that one play. As a play-by-play guy, on radio, no chance to call that. You got so much going on. Watching the thing, like the first error is understandable. Pitcher's off balance, makes the throw, skips by the first baseman who's stretching out and trying to pick it. The second error, Jack Caglione, playing first base, the former Florida star, picked that thing up, and I don't know where he was throwing it. He threw it halfway between home plate and third base.
He sure did.
And there was not another teammate there. I don't know what he was aiming at for a guy who pitched darn well in college. That was a really bad throw. And then the last one, the third baseman scrambling, trying to make a throw home, it skips away. That happens. It did look exactly like a Little League home run, though. That's something you would see out at the junior deputy with guys circling the bases. So credit the Royals for coming back, not letting it get to them. But my favorite part of that whole thing, if people want to pull up the clip and watch it, is when Carson Bench gets back to the dugout at the end, all his teammates just laughing that he circled the bases, and I think he slid into 2 or 3 or 4 of the bases on the way around. So he got plenty dirty going around the bases. But, very unique play last night. And I don't think it's one that the Royals want to do again, but it kind of sums up the way the Royals have been going lately for the folks in the area that are Royals fans. They know what I mean. But, again, kudos to the Royals for coming back and winning last night.
Have you ever called anything similar?
Not exactly like that. There have been some similar plays. It's baseball. Stuff happens. Guys are trying to make plays. Guys are trying to make throws. Really, you just got to say it and throw to whatever base, and the ball gets away, and guys are scrambling. And it's tough when there's lots of runners on base because you're trying to keep track of who's where and what all's going on. And with TV, it's a little easier because the camera work was sensational on that. And then you can hear the color guy in the background going, "Oh my God!" Like you just couldn't believe that it had happened. So. You see it once in a while. Hopefully we don't have a lot of them, though. We got a pretty high level of baseball here with AA that we get to watch. So maybe one of those a year is about enough.
Yeah, here's hoping you don't have that call tonight. Stephen, thank you.
I'm anytime, Wes, and I second that. We'll keep it to normal baseball tonight as much as we can.
Stephen Davis, the voice of the Arkansas Travelers. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our second hour. We'll open it up to you, 661-1037, 661-1037, or you can text us. Same number, Middleton Heat and Air text line. This is Out of Bounds.
Dodge Jeep Ram of Hot Springs presents the Spa City Classic, Arkansas's largest indoor pickleball tournament. Over 150 different age groups and skill levels will compete this July 30th through August 2nd inside the Hot Springs Convention Center. Go to pickleballtournaments.com and view all the details on the Spa City Classic, sponsored by Washstraw Bar and Grill and Comfort Inn and Suites. Entry deadline July 15th. Go to pickleballtournaments.com and enter today.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. In 1833, a spectacular display of the Leonid meteor shower lit up the skies across the American Southeast, called the Night of Raining Fire. It inspired the 1934 jazz standard, Stars Fell on Alabama, featuring the lyric, "We kissed in a field of white, and stars fell on Alabama last night." It was popularized by Guy Lombardo, Frank Sinatra, and the famous duet of Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald. Stars fell on Alabama, but snacks and deals fell on Doublebees. If you're in Rosebud, stop by for a burger. Or if you're in Little Rock, Riverdale, stop by for some catfish on Friday. And Renoco bean-to-cup coffee every morning and every day. Doublebees. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebees.
The seasons are always changing, but one thing should stay the same. the comfort of your home. Let the heat and air professionals at BR McGinty keep your family warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Call today.
This is Trey Johnson with HJ Trailer Sales. Spring is here, and y'all have made us the #1 truck bed dealer in the state. We want to thank you for your support and business. If you're looking for the best customer service from folks that can handle any type of trailer and take care of you after the sale, with hometown service, it's HJ Trailer Sales. Our team will handle all your service and warranty needs. See what great customer service looks like at HJ Trailer Sales on Albert Pike in Hot Springs, or check us out on Facebook.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
On your way to the Little Rock Airport, business travelers park fast at Expressway Airport parking. As you park, our shuttle picks you up, and a 60-second ride later, you're at the airport. Download our app and earn rewards. Simply scan the virtual gate pass to enter and scan again to exit. No waiting, and your receipt is emailed to you. Pay less than municipal airport parking at Expressway Airport parking, left of the airport entrance, next to the Comfort Inn.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Bet Saracen is as close as your cell phone. Just go to the App Store and download Bet Saracen or go to betsaracen.com. NFL, college football, NBA, also college basketball, boxing, MMA, soccer, hockey, any sport, any line, anytime. You can find it all at Bet Saracen. If you want to follow the odds, favorites, and underdogs, Bet Saracen is where you want to be. Prop bets, futures, today's events, upcoming games, in-game, whatever your sports betting needs are, Bet Saracen has you covered. No strings attached for new players at Bet Saracen. Check out all the details on the Bet Saracen app. For the most accurate and up-to-date sports wagering info, you need to be on the Bet Saracen app. Just go to the App Store and download Bet Saracen or go to betsaracen.com.
Welcome back, Out of Bounds. Westmore and Todd Pierce. Almost at the end of the hour. That was another fast hour, Todd.
Well, when you have the likes of Glenn Day and Stephen Davis, the time goes by pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that. All right, let's. Phone lines are open, 661-1037. If you would like to join us, I'll head over to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. And we'll start with Ron in Pine Bluff. Ron says, laughing out loud, you golfed on your wedding day? I did. See, all right, it was a cool story. He says dedication or addiction. Ouch. We got married on the beach in Orange Beach down by Gulf Shores. And it was over Labor Day weekend. Back then, I wasn't in sports. I was a news guy. I was a news anchor. And we decided to get married on the beach, went to Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, got everything set up. And all of our friends came. It was really cool. It was and because it was Labor Day weekend, it was like a 3-day getaway or take an extra day off. It's like a 4-day getaway, mini vacation for a lot of our friends and our family. And everybody came down. It was a great group. And the day of the wedding, the guys were like, let's go play golf that morning. So we did. We played golf that morning, came back, showered, got ready for the wedding, got married, and had the party afterwards. The greatest story. So we're there. We're all getting ready. Wedding's going to start, I think it was like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock on the beach. And you look out from the hotel down the beach where everything's set up, and you see this storm out in the Gulf. And it's just coming closer and closer and closer. Yes.
Dun it.
So we get down there, and the preacher's like, what do we do if it starts raining? We said, you hurry. Our wedding lasted, and we've timed it on video, it lasted like 90 seconds. It was the quickest wedding you've ever been to in your life, because here it comes. It's approaching. You can see it. You can start to smell it. And now pronounce you husband and wife.
Do
you may kiss
yes.
the bride.
Do you?
Kiss.
Yes, good. Let's
and
go.
We turn around after the kiss and look, and everybody's running towards the hotel. And we take off running. Everybody runs and didn't quite make it. We got wet. And the reception was supposed to be outside. And,
man.
So all the guys were taking everything in, moving it in with the hotel staff. And they very graciously gave us one of their extra clubs, bars downstairs to have our reception. But memories, right? You know, they say it's good luck if it rains on your wedding day. I guess it's really good luck if it rains on your wedding on the beach. 24 years ago.
I was going to say, get this right, Wes.
23. It'll be 24 in August 31st.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that I'm in sports, I'm like, why did I get married on Labor Day weekend? That's usually the first weekend of football. High school, college football. It's a terrible time. But not then. I was in news. Thanks, though, Ron, for asking, and let me explain that. Kit in Little Rock says, hello, fellas. Great show as always. Thank you, Kit. I am not surprised that Jonas Aidoo is playing hard now. He only had a year with Calipari. Not trying to be hard on Cal, but not everyone can play up to their potential under Coach Cal. Remember Malik Monk? Aidoo may have more success moving forward. He very well may, but you got to remember Jonas was hurt when he played for Cal.
Mm-hmm.
He was hurt in the summer and missed all the time in the summer, and then came back, when was it, like in December? And was pretty much ineffective trying to play through the injury. And, just like we were talking with Glenn Day, you go through an injury, then you got all the rehab, it sets you back, then you got to play your way into shape and get, your confidence back in playing the game.
And you're doing a majority of that against SEC-level competition.
And we did not see the real Jonas Aidoo until the end of the SEC season, SEC tournament, and the NCAA tournament. And that was his best basketball.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate, maybe if Jonas never gets hurt, we would have seen the real Jonas Aidoo throughout the entire season.
May have even played a factor in beating Texas Tech.
Why you got to say that? Why you got to bring that up, Todd?
I'm sorry. I'm a realist, if anything.
Lee says, Wes, Taylor Fritz just proved today why an American might not ever win at Wimbledon or another tennis major again. Never clutch. And Americans got dominated at another major all around. Men, Lee, men. We keep telling you, don't forget about the women. Coco. Semifinals. Coming up in our third hour, we have what's trending. And we may have a special guest. I got a text, maybe showing up late to join us. We'll take some phone calls. I'll keep an eye on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Stick around. Hour number 3, it's Out of Bounds.
What's up, guys? It's official. The Dude Perfect Squad Games Tour is coming to a city near you. 22 cities across the U.S.,
including yours. Sunday, July 12th in North Little Rock, Arkansas at Simmons Bank Arena.
A brand new tour, brand new battle, bigger and better than ever.
Dude Perfect in North Little Rock on July 12th.
Squad Games is officially coming into arenas.
Tickets and information at dudeperfect.com/tour.
The two best words in sports, Game 7.
Stay up to date with the latest Razorback news with the Red White Report. Every weekday with Justin and Phil on the Zone. The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
Fraud is on the rise, and scammers are getting more convincing every day. But remember this, your bank will never call you asking for your debit card number, expiration date, PIN, security code, or online banking login information. If you receive a message or call that feels off, trust your instincts. Hang up. Don't click. Don't respond. Instead, contact your bank directly using a number you know and trust. Protect your information. Protect your money. When in doubt, call your bank.
1037 The Buzz, your exclusive Razorback headquarters in Central Arkansas. KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
A massive hiring event is underway for the new Buc-ee's location in Benton. It's today and tomorrow. The Benton location is set to hire 200 people, and they need cashiers, custodians, grocery and deli associates, and more jobs to fill. Starting pay is between $20 and $25 an hour. Interviews are by invitation only, and you can apply to be invited on the Buc-ee's website. Interviews will be conducted at the Embassy Suites on Financial Parkway in Little Rock. The multi-day event ends tomorrow at 4 p.m. And Little Rock's riverfront downtown is set to get a major transformation thanks to a massive grant. The Bezos Earth Fund has awarded the city with $30 million in grant money. The 23 acres of former Interstate 30 land will be turned into a park featuring walking paths, sports areas, public art, and much more. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
With KARK's Pat Walker.
Mostly sunny through the morning hours, then we will begin to cloud up this afternoon, and some isolated showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible. That's a 20% chance of rain. We'll have a high of 92 this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, and then we'll drop off to 74. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Tune in each week for I Did Not See That Coming in the Zone. Every Tuesday, Justin and Phil discuss those stories that cause you to raise an eyebrow. I Did Not See That Coming is presented by Moe's Southwest Grill with the $9.99 lunch special, where you'll get a junior burrito, chips, queso, and a drink for only $9.99 in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Benton, and Conway.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Moe Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Moe Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part, it's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports, is now available right here in the state of Arkansas. And on the biggest soccer stage in the world this summer, FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports, is changing the soccer game with a feature built for soccer fans. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. It can happen at any moment. 1 minute they're on the pitch creating chances, and the next they're heading to the bench. Well, not anymore with FanDuel Super Sub. If your soccer player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. When your player leaves the match, your bet automatically continues on with a substitute player. So whether the action happens early, late, or deep into stoppage time, you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started now. FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 plus and present in Arkansas. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for a powerful new truck? Make the smart drive to Smart Buick GMC in Whitehall. They've got a huge selection of rugged GMC trucks waiting for you right now, starting at just $38,296. For work, play, and everything in between. No matter where you are, Whitehall is a short drive from anywhere. So come find your new truck today or browse their entire inventory online now at smartbuickgmc.com. Smart Buick GMC. They are professional grade.
Stop paying retail. Summer savings on now at Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse in Cabot. Contractors, builders, and DIYers, this is your paradise. And yes, they're open to the public. Unbelievable pricing on all kinds of flooring, butcher block countertops, gorgeous shower and backsplash tile, discount shingles, ceiling fans, faucets, and more. The hottest savings of the summer. 2011 North 2nd Street in Cabot. Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse where you save big every single day. Build better naturally.
The Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival, presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs, is back. It's going down July 18th from 5 to 8 at the State House Convention Center in downtown Little Rock. Your ticket includes a tasting cup and margarita samples from some of the best bars and restaurants in the city. Get your tickets now at 1037thebuzz.com. Sip, sample, and celebrate summer at the most refreshing event of the season. It's the Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival, presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs and brought to you in part by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
The NFL schedule dropped, and it's time to settle up. There's road trips to plan, hotels to book, tickets to split, tailgates to cover, scores to settle, all the things for the season. But now, when you send $10 or more to a friend with PayPal by May 28th, you could win 2 tickets to every home game of your favorite team. Yep, the whole season. Visit paypal.com/P2P sweeps. No purchase necessary. See website for details, including how to enter by mail. Brought to you by PayPal, official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Live from the True Service Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
But now I'm counting this. Parmesan with my accountant lips. In fact, I'm down in this. You say with my boo babe tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good. Won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too busy once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down. We playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem. You just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes funk. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest funk. My left stroke just went viral.
What's trending in the world of sports is sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansas with great tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
World Cup yesterday, we had 2 games. Not in prime time. Once again, I'll say I think they made a big mistake, Fox, by choosing to have it 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock, I believe, were the start times.
I believe so, yes.
And the 11 o'clock game was a classic with Argentina down 2-0 to Egypt. But they rally.
Lionel Messi, deflection there, on the way through, and can they line something up here, Argentina? Oh, it's gone in, it's 2-2, and who else? Lionel Messi, the saviour for Argentina. That didn't fool Julian Alvarez. Lautaro Martinez, sending it over, Enzo Fernandez. Can you believe this?
Argentina advances 3-2. What a finish. Here's Messi on the tying goal.
Otra vez Messi. Se desvía la pelota que cae al área. No pudo Julián Messi. ¡Oh!
I got to stop it. I thought that was Messi talking about it. Obviously, that was the Spanish broadcast of the Messi goal. Oh, and he lost his voice. It was gone. He kept trying, though. You got to give him credit.
Got to power through it sometimes, just like any other. We were talking with Glenn Day. Got to power through it sometimes.
I think after the third try, I'd been like,
cut your losses.
I don't have it. I can't. I wouldn't have just tried a fourth and a fifth time. I'd have done something else because it was gone. I saw a tweet. Bobby Portis was at that game.
He really?
Yeah, he tweeted something out to the effect, I picked a heck of a game for my very first World Cup soccer match.
Oh, wow.
And it was just him panning the audience, the crowd, with his phone. And, we interviewed Jamal Anderson, former Razorback, defensive end, last week, and his son is into soccer. Austin, right. I think he said he was 11 in the Atlanta program, Atlanta area, and just maybe an up-and-coming future star to keep an eye on. But we asked if he, was going to try to make it. He was like, man, I'd like to go to this quarterfinal matchup or tickets, though. The prices.
Oh, they're insane.
Insane. So I wonder if he was there, too. Yesterday, after the Argentina-Egypt game, one of our listeners said, hey, you need to turn on Wimbledon. Got a good one going on. It was Djokovic. And that thing went on.
And on.
And on. 5 hours.
These are kind of moments that I still play tennis for sure. I was telling the kids to go to sleep after the fourth, but they didn't want to listen. And I'm glad they stayed because it was honestly one of the best matches I was part of on this court in my career. And what was your question?
Speaking of questions, Big 12 Media Days are going on. Guess they kind of moved theirs up.
They want to be first, probably.
Used to be, it was almost like a little tour. You had ACC, SEC, Big 12 Media, they wouldn't overlap. They would schedule kind of around each other.
Right, so that you could easily travel from one to the next to the next.
But this one seems a little early this year. Maybe they're trying to get the jump on everyone. Did you notice that something odd at Big 12 Media Days?
I did not.
The players were in full uniform.
Really?
They had on their pads, their jerseys. I thought that was odd.
Yeah.
I had a buddy text me that, and we're in a group chat, and I was like, man, the only explanation I could think of was, sometimes, the production teams will be there for like CBS or at the SEC network.
Yeah.
And they take the players in and get some video of them, just tossing a ball in the air, a big smile, just something that when they televise Arkansas months later, they have these players and have already did this production work. And I thought, well, maybe that's what they're doing.
Little segues going into or coming out of a commercial break, yeah.
I was like, heck, if that's the case, they could have still come in their suits and then changed a little bit later. But someone finally told me that this was part of the Nike deal with the Big 12 in the schools.
To wear the uniform and the full pads and the whole bit.
Yep, and see that Nike logo in all these interviews. Anyway.
Could you not have accomplished that by wearing a polo?
Yeah, Todd, you probably could have. This is Sean Dillon at Big 12 Media Days.
Sean Dillon, Rocket Brigade. Commission, Texas Tech got fined over tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU paddles broke an noisemaker rule, has a tradition exemption. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders. Big 12 sued them anyway, while Cincinnati hasn't been yet touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe it?
Can you sit? Let me come closer to you. Stand up. Ask that question again, and I'm going to give you the answer I want to give you, so go ahead.
Texas Tech got fined for tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU has had paddles that were given a noisemaker exemption back in 2012. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders, and yet there is a lawsuit. Cincinnati has yet to be touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe them?
No, I didn't say greater than 12. You misquoted me. I said we're going forward is 16 strong, and that's my answer to your question. But thank you for that question. Appreciate it.
What the hell was that question? What's the tortillas and the paddles have to do with Sorsby? I'm trying to follow the logic, and I couldn't.
Maybe he's trying to subtly, not so subtly, hint at some sort of bias against Texas Tech, maybe?
Well, yeah, why wouldn't you just say, hey, why aren't you going after Cincinnati? Because that's where all the things happened at Cincinnati and the gambling.
Right.
And you followed suit. But then Texas Tech was the one trying to get him to play, not Cincinnati. That was dumb. Here's something else that was crazy from Big 12 Media Days. This is quarterback from Colorado. Was asked kind of about the difference in the offense from last year to this year.
My play, I'm actually looking at the defenses now. Last year we wasn't really looking at defense as much, just kind of high school free ball and just out there playing football. But, it's a lot bigger than that now, so it should be fun.
Yeah, watching plays of the defense before you actually play them, that helps a little bit.
You think?
Yeah, film study. That's a reason why everybody does it. That's odd. And it probably wouldn't admit that either, right? I wouldn't tell the whole world, last year I didn't watch any film. That wasn't something we didn't do last year. And we didn't think it was important. We're just out there kind of freewheeling it. Instead, this year, we're taking it serious. We're going to watch film. Okay. We played this earlier, but it's too good not to play it again. Kansas City Royals last night.
Little tapper left to the mound. Lugo fielding, throwing on the run, and it gets on by Caglione. That'll bring in the game's first run as Ewing scores. Bichette to third, and all the way to second goes Benj. Now it's thrown to the backstop, and Bichette digging for the play. He scores. Now the ball gets away again, and Benj will score.
A Little League home run. He hit it, honestly, halfway to third, in between the pitcher mound and the third.
Yep.
The pitcher should have just eaten the throw. He was off balance. It would have been a just incredible, miraculous play. But he throws off balance, throws it wild, and then Caglione gets it at first. And literally, he throws it. I don't know if he was trying to throw it home
or to third base.
Third base. But he threw it halfway in between third base and home, literally. There was nobody there.
Nope.
Basically where he was, he threw it over the pitcher's mound, and there was nobody there to catch the throw. Maybe he thought there was supposed to be somebody there, like a cutoff man or something, and he was just throwing it to the middle of the field. I have no idea. It was a horrific throw. So that allows another runner to score. When they finally get it, they throw it away again, and the original guy scores. That hit the ball.
Yeah. And then the big reason why the Royals were able to come back is thanks to Tyler Tolbert, who tied a major league record by getting hits in 12 consecutive at-bats, something that only two other guys have done. And then he had a chance in the ninth to break the record, but flied out.
That was my question. Is that still going on? Can he break it today?
Nope.
Well, 12 in a row. Spectacular. All right, one more for you. This is about base running.
Nathy Perez on deck. Rivera leading from first. Grace holding on the bag against him. The pitch. Swinging. There's a shot deep in the right center. Racing back to Lucci. Still going back into this valley. It goes right over his glove. He missed it. But Ruben Rivera missed second base. Now he's heading for third, and they're going to throw him out by plenty. But the throw to third is back. Now he's heading home. The loose ball in the infield. And he's out by 5 feet at the plate. And that was the worst base running in the history of the game.
Old clip, obviously. I guess maybe Phil or Justin pulled this for a reason.
Very well could have. I would say that sounded like John Miller on KNBR or something. Or at least that's what it struck me as. It may not have been.
And DeLucci, he's not in the league anymore.
I don't think so.
I think he is done. Huh. I have to ask him why they pulled that clip. All right, that's a look at what's trending. 661-1037 if you'd like to join us.
A couple of things while you look at the Middleton Heat and their text line. A couple other things we can mention here real quick. Shohei Ohtani yesterday in a loss to the Colorado Rockies became the first Japanese-born player to hit at least 300 Major League home runs. Ryan O'Hearn had himself a day for the Pirates yesterday. 3 home runs, including his 100th for his career. Went 4 for 5. a team record 10 RBI and 13 total bases, yet the Pirates wind up beating Atlanta 12-4. And then something we could have mentioned for the Razor Hog update earlier, former Razorback star Danielle Gibson Horton has been named an assistant at Arizona.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. That's great for her to go to a program like Arizona and get the coaching career off to a good start.
Well, and, they are a softball power somewhat, or at least, they've been to a few World Series, and, they're making a name for themselves now in the Big 12. So definitely, I think, a good spot for her to pass along her knowledge and gain some more on top.
Over on the Middleton Heat and Air text line, Savage says, Wes, no one understood that question because the guy was having a stroke, laughing out loud. I don't know what was happening. He might have been. That was very odd. It was like he was combining a couple of questions he had. Some guys will write down their questions on their notepads and may have combined a couple of questions. Strange is just the best way to put it. Jason in Houston says the Big 12 is odd. Something the Big 12 would do, talking about, I guess, wearing the pads and the full uniforms to Big 12 media days.
Well, we're talking about a conference that had its media days partially sponsored by the WWE.
And now Monster Energy Drink Big 12, and every school gets $1 million from Monster Energy Drink. Messi sounds funny when he talks. You think so? Yeah, that didn't sound like Messi.
No.
That sounded like somebody else. I think, that was – it was labeled right. I misunderstood what it was saying. 501 writes in and says, how does Chad Morris go from rock bottom and now back to Clemson as OC? Well, one, the relationship he has with Dabo.
Exactly.
And two, Chad Morris had success as an offensive coordinator at Clemson under Dabo. And I think Dabo was just trying to, A, get his friend back into it, and B, he realizes that they did have some success, a lot of success actually, when Chad Morris was there. That's what led to his job from OC to head coach at SMU because of all the success Clemson was having during that time.
When Deshaun Watson is your quarterback?
Oh, and all the receivers that they had. Man, Clemson was producing some talent.
They were.
During that stretch. It probably goes back more to recruiting than it does to the offensive coordinator.
The X's and O's,
the coaches. But, when you have great players, they make coaches look great. And when you put them in an offense that will highlight their skills, you're going to put up some points. And, there for a while, Clemson was rolling, and now Dabo's trying to find it and get it back again. And maybe that's part of it, trying to bring the gang back together again. 501 says, sounded like it was two questions that went against Texas Tech. But he threw in – why even throw in Oklahoma State and the Paddles that they got an exemption for? And then you throw in a third team in Cincinnati, and nothing's happening with Cincinnati.
I guess maybe he's just trying to compare the yin and the yang, where you hit Texas Tech for this, but you didn't do that. You hit Texas Tech for this, but you didn't hit these guys for that.
There you go, Todd. That's exactly what it is. Now I get it. Yes, because of the tortillas, they were banned, but yet Oklahoma State, their paddles aren't. In fact, there's an exemption. And now you sued Texas Tech, but nothing against Cincinnati. That was his point. It was just
very poorly worded.
Very poorly worded. Let's take a break. When we come back, I got nothing. Honestly, I got something to talk about, but we don't have any guests. And if you'd like to join us, we'll take a phone call or two or three. 661-1037. Same number to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Randy brings Drive Time Sports back to Searcy this Thursday for the Sonic Air Raid 7-on-7 tournament. Live from Hardy University. Presented by Double B's.
This is SportsCenter.
The quarterfinals are set in the World Cup. Argentina advanced to the round of 8 after a thriller against Egypt yesterday. The Pharaohs were up 2-0 with only 11 minutes left in regulation when Argentina got a goal from Christian Romero to cut the lead in half. Then only 4 minutes later, Lionel Messi tied it up with his 8th goal of the tournament, giving him the lead in the Golden Boot race. After a frantic final few minutes, Argentina got one more goal just before the end of regulation. A header from Enzo Fernandez gave them the 3-2 win to head to the quarterfinals. The other match yesterday was the exact opposite of that one, with Switzerland advancing past Colombia on penalty kicks after a 0-0 tie through regulation and extra time. Today is the first day without World Cup games, but France face Morocco tomorrow for a spot in the semifinals. I'm Moose with the Buzz Radio Network.
Getting a speeding ticket can ruin your day. But what about that cyclist or the pedestrian crossing the street? If you hit them while speeding, you'll do more than just ruin their days. That's why tickets are more than just a fine. They're a second chance. A reminder of what's on the line when you're behind the wheel. You won't get a do-over every time. Take this as your sign to follow the speed limit every drive. Speeding slows you down.
A message from the Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
Looking for something unique to do in Little Rock? Head to the Museum of Discovery. Explore hands-on exhibits, try real science experiments, and meet live animals up close. Little ones will love the Small Fry Fish Camp Gallery, designed just for early learners. Catch an electrifying bipolar musical Tesla coil show or a live science demonstration during your visit. And with special events happening all the time, there's always something new to experience for all ages. So plan your visit and check out upcoming events at museumofdiscovery.org.
Oh, what a show today.
Are you kidding me?
And we heard Christian and you singing together again, man.
And then we heard 2 dozen roses and an old bottle of wine.
Outstanding. Tomorrow, Joe Klein, Joe Nichols, James Finch, former NASCAR owner, Steve Qualls, and more.
No, it's Joe Qualls. Everybody's Joe tomorrow. Unless
you're Melinda Mayo.
Ho!
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
The Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs is back. It's going down July 18th from 5 to 8 at the State House Convention Center in downtown Little Rock. Your ticket includes a tasting cup and margarita samples from some of the best bars and restaurants in the city. Get your tickets now at 1037thebuzz.com. Sip, sample, and celebrate summer at the most refreshing event of the season. It's the Rock City Margarita and Great Arkansas Beer Festival, presented by Oaklawn Hot Springs and brought to you in part by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Join the fun at Arkansas's largest indoor pickleball tournament, July 30th through August 2nd in the Hot Springs Convention Center. It's not too late for you to enter. Entry deadline for the Spa City Classic has been extended to this Sunday. Go to pickleballtournaments.com to enter. Over 150 different age and skill levels to match your playing ability. But you must register by Sunday. The Spa City Classic brought to you by Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram and sponsored by Washita Bar and Grill and Comfort Inn and Suites. Go to pickleballtournaments.com.
Here come old flat top, here come grooving slowly.
Out of Bounds. I've decided, Todd, that's one of my top 5 comeback songs that we have. We kind of have the same rotation of songs.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorites.
Nice.
I'll have to compose a top 5 of our either the comeback or going out music songs. I always let that one play a little bit longer. Gary Clark Jr., for those of you wondering, Come Together. Not that I would know that. I can read.
I also like the Aerosmith version of this song.
I think I like this one better.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It seems to have a little more oomph to it.
661-1037 if you want to jump in here. Got something from the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Mickey Spagnola of the Cowboys and Phil Elson is the same person. I can tell you for a fact they are not the same person. I know Phil, and I've met Mickey many times.
But you've never seen them in the same room together.
Mickey is much older than Phil. Much older. And he is shorter, heavier, and less hair. Both great guys.
Absolutely.
Both great at what they do, but not the same person. I don't even think they sound alike. At all. So I got some information for you. This is exciting to me. And I think it's going to be exciting for Razorback football fans. I had a friend source that was part of a group of donors that got to meet with Coach Silverfield. And one of the tidbits that came out of there was about game day atmosphere. Coach Silverfield he knows they need to do major work. And they are making big changes, upgrading the lighting, sound systems, and some other cool stuff. Coach said he also told the players, if you want to help the atmosphere, you can't lose 10 games in a row. That's the key, too. But you know what? I've been to just about every SEC stadium throughout my years. I think it's 2 that I haven't been to. I never went to Vanderbilt, and there wasn't a reason to go to Vanderbilt until here recently. I would like to check out now that they've done their renovations and improved their stadium dramatically. And I've never been to Columbia, Missouri. Speaking of Mickey Spagnola, former Missouri Tiger.
I've been through Columbia. I've never stopped.
Never went to the stadium. Never wanted to. And now with it over Thanksgiving, usually busy. I was busy because of high school football. That Thanksgiving, that's a huge weekend. That's for the semifinals in the big schools and quarterfinals for the small schools. So I was always busy doing high school football on Friday nights instead of worrying about going to take a trip to Missouri. But I've been to some stadiums where the teams weren't that good and the environment was awesome. Surprisingly, one of the wildest stadiums was Mississippi State, even when they were struggling. You got the Cowbells, that's one thing. But I was always impressed by their speaker system. They had speakers all over the place, and when they played music, that place was thumping. And it just created a great game day atmosphere, even if there was only 40,000 people there. They were doing their job as an administration to make the game as fun as possible, even if the team wasn't doing well. And there weren't a lot of fans in the stands. I remember one game, I think it was, I'm not even going to try to guess. But Mississippi State scored late. I think that game even went into overtime. And they started blaring this music. And, the Bulldogs are on our side of the press box. And those players got up on the not the bleachers, but where they sit, their little there's what am I trying to hell? What am I saying? Wherever they sit on the sideline, they all stood up there. And they were standing on tables where where the trainers will look at guys. They're just standing, turned towards the crowd, dancing, waving towels, and I was like, God, I hope Arkansas was watching this. I hope they were, and they did. Arkansas came back and beat them in overtime. But anyway, that was a great environment. Of course, you go to the larger schools, the crowd itself, Alabama, Tennessee, LSU, A&M, Texas, I mean, you pack that many people into one place, it gets loud, creates a great environment. But there are things that you can do to help the game day atmosphere. And Arkansas has been lacking in that for years, and that's not breaking news. Everybody knows it, and if you go to a game, you experience it for yourself. There are lulls in the action that are way too low to where you're just sitting there during a timeout, and it's like, what are we doing? Entertain me right now. Keep the atmosphere going. We just went to a timeout, and God knows we have way too many timeouts, and they're too long because of TV. But we got to face it that that's what's paying the bills. They have these huge contracts, and that's where a lot of that money comes from the SEC, and so they got to pay their bills. And so I understand the timeouts, but what I don't understand is during the timeouts what we're doing inside the stadium. And I know you want to honor some of your donors and have a presentation on the field during a timeout. There's got to be a better time for that. There's got to be a better before the game. Heck, you can honor them after the game, whatever you want to do. But that just will completely kill a great buzz. And I'm talking about an atmosphere buzz. I mean, you think about it. I've seen it too many times. Defense makes a stop. Maybe it wasn't last year, but there was a time the defense would make a stop and force a punt, and the place is going nuts and wild. Timeout, and you completely lose it. You lose the atmosphere, and then the offense comes back out after the timeout, and it's kind of dead in there. So that was, to me, very encouraging to hear that you're going to have a better atmosphere at Reynolds Razorback Stadium, according to Coach Silverfield.
I know to your point, there had been, I had heard several people, just in friends and family that I know, excuse me, who have mentioned the same thing about it not being necessarily the greatest game day atmosphere in the stadium, at least the last couple of years. So fingers crossed that'll be better.
I had a buddy text me. He said you can go to some high school stadiums around here and get to a better atmosphere than in Columbia, Missouri.
Oh wow!
Yes, I have never just wanted to go and say, you know what, let's take a road trip. I could make a list of places where I would like to road trip and go see a Razorback game when they're on the road, and in the rankings, Missouri would be close to the bottom. Maybe probably the bottom right now.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Columbia is essentially in the middle of the state, in the middle of nowhere. It's halfway between Springfield and St. Louis. Yeah, you've got a couple of little kitschy, little touristy spots you can hit either on the way there or on the way back. But it's all about location, 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 and to your point, if someone were to come to me and be like, hey, you want to go to Columbia, Missouri? I'm going to be kind of like, not necessarily, no.
Not really. They in the past, they've been playing that game after Thanksgiving, and when you go up to Columbia, the weather's nasty usually. Mm-hmm. It's cold. There's been snow or rain. It's miserable. It's not fun to sit inside of a stadium and watch that game. I was just thinking, if I could go any stadium to visit a game, it would either be Georgia or Alabama.
You're talking in the SEC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those were two of my favorite trips. Georgia's stadium, it's really cool in between the hedges, a great atmosphere. Their downtown area, I know I'm going outside the stadium, but it's a great place after or before the game. Alabama's just that's something you just got to experience, a crowd that big, that loud. It's deafening. There have been times in the press box you can't even talk to the person next to you because it's that loud.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You could be screaming. You just cannot hear. LSU's that way at times. I've always enjoyed my trips down there. I know they have a bad reputation. Their fans do. But I've always enjoyed going down there. Maybe it's because Arkansas has one down there, and it was a lot of fun. Tennessee was cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, having myself seen some of Knoxville and some of the setup around Neyland Stadium there, I wouldn't mind going there for a game. And I'm not necessarily a fan of the color orange that they wear, but to go there and experience it, I wouldn't turn that down.
This year, Arkansas's road SEC games are at A&M, at Vanderbilt, at Auburn, at Texas. And if I was to suggest for you to take a road trip somewhere,
Austin, maybe?
Maybe. But there's nothing really spectacular about their stadium. It's just big.
Right.
It's just huge with the expansion.
I would think it would be more about the town and
Austin's
the surrounding
fun,
area than it would be about maybe the in-game experience.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't suggest go to A&M, College Station. I mean, it's a spectacle, third quarter when they start doing their, the whatever it is they do, and the stadium sways. But College Station, I never thought it was anything spectacular. Vanderbilt, Nashville would be great.
Sure.
Now, to check out the new improvements at Vanderbilt, yeah, that may be worth and it's a quick road trip. That's the easiest road trip, right?
Yeah, 6 hours right on 40.
Yeah, College Station, Austin, Auburn. That's the only bad thing about Auburn. It's just hard to get to. I mean, it's a long drive. If you fly, unless you're flying private and fly straight into Auburn, I mean, that's ideal. But otherwise, you
got to go to Birmingham, don't you?
Or Atlanta and drive down. The times that I took, we were very fortunate. Remember Andy Pearson, longtime news anchor here in town? He flew us. He had he had his pilot license and had a airplane. He flew us one year. We flew straight into Auburn and just touched down and got in a vehicle, went to the game. It was so cool. Felt spoiled,
Sure.
And then just flew home after the game. But other times I've been to Auburn, we flew to Atlanta and drove down into to Auburn. And that was always weird because, it's Eastern time, and then right when you cross over into Auburn, it goes back to Central time. And so it was messing with my mind, thinking about my deadlines for TV. I got to hurry up. We're Eastern time, and you go back over. And then we were trying to set up these interviews with people, and some of the people we were talking with with current Razorback parents that lived in Georgia, and we were setting up a time and had to make sure we're on the right time.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Auburn with the Eagles flying in, one of the Eagles, whatever one they choose before the game, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch.
How long is that drive from Atlanta to Auburn?
I can't remember.
Hour?
I would guess hour and a half, maybe 2. And I could be dead wrong, but it didn't seem like it was too bad. But yeah, I would probably say, and maybe it has something to do because I haven't been to Vanderbilt before and they have improved. I would go. Maybe I would. That would be the road trip I would like to take this year. I mean, the road trip I'd like to take, Utah.
Sure.
I mean, I think that's the no-brainer. I've never been to their stadium. That would be a cool trip. Week 2, an important game. That would be the one I would like to go to.
And you're going at a time of year where the weather is at least going to cooperate. You're not going to run into anything other than maybe some rain.
Yeah.
You're not going to run into any frozen precipitation for sure.
And maybe it won't be so hot.
There you see.
One of the benefits of playing at Utah we hadn't talked about. Maybe it's not a just like the North Alabama game in Fayetteville on September 5th.
It's going to be a scorcher.
3:15. Probably, chances are, it's going to be really hot and miserable. And Georgia, at least on the 19th, that's a 11 o'clock start, so it won't be hot until
second half.
Tulsa's a night game, so that's good. By the time you get to Tennessee in October, hopefully it's not miserable at that point.
That's generally right around the time when the weather does start to turn nicer and more fall-like, because the 10th just happens to be my birthday, and that's right around the same time the state fair happens. So it's usually right around the beginning of the state fair when the weather starts to take a turn toward the cooler side.
Yep. All right, we'll take a break. We got some stuff coming in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. So just saw Kevin Bohannon walk into the studio and walk back out. I think he's going to be on Drive Time Sports. Kevin is going to be hanging out with us tomorrow during Out of Bounds. Stick around. We wrap this thing up when we come back.
You work out, but you
walk the same rounds. You go to the old never-changing club with old machines and same routines. You need the excitement and variety of the Little Rock Athletic Club or Racket Club. People will witness the fitness.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell, and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Chocolate Lava Cake is a mountainous eruption of flavor. Classic vanilla ice cream loaded with rich chocolate cake pieces, rivers of chocolate sundae sauce, chunks of dark chocolate, and a deep fudge swirl. Prepare yourself for an earth-shaking experience.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Walmart Supercenters and neighborhood markets.
Attention! If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-600-2763. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-600-2763. That's 501-600-2763.
Hawks Homes has custom-built, manufactured homes under $100 per square foot. They have hundreds of floor plans available to fit your family's needs. Homes start as low as $39,995. They can finance your new home together with land so you can have one easy payment. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms available for immediate delivery. You can view their inventory online at hawkshomes.net. Let their family help your family. Hawks Homes, Bryant and Conway.
Transmission or driveline trouble slowing you down? Trust the experts at Powers Truck Parts and Service in North Little Rock. As an Allison Authorized Service Center, their certified technicians provide professional Allison service along with expert driveline rebuilds for heavy-duty trucks and equipment. From U-joints and carrier bearings to diagnostics and maintenance, they'll help you keep your trucks rolling. From headlight to tail light and everything in sight, Powers gets the job done right the first time. Visit PowersTruckParts.com today.
Hey, this is Chris Walker with Fence Brokers. Looking for top quality fencing at unbeatable prices? At Fence Brokers, we're your local fence distributor with everything you need. Wood, vinyl, chain link, ornamental iron, entry estate gates, access control, and more. Whether you're a contractor or a do-it-yourself homeowner, our staff of experts will help you find the perfect solutions for your projects. Fast delivery, huge selection, and personalized service set us apart. Visit us in Bryant or find us at fencebrokers.com to submit a quote. Fence Brokers, going the extra mile.
106.7 Buzz 2 is your home for Arkansas Travs baseball. Hear every pitch, every crack of the bat on 106.7 Buzz 2. For the full calendar, go to Travs.com. It's the greatest game on dirt, and you can hear it all on 106.7 Buzz 2.
Take the party wherever we go. Gamecocks, stay ready to fight. How about them dogs and
This is another song I'll let run for a little bit. Kind of like it, too.
That's a good one.
SEC, kind of fitting for our show. I enjoy it. Hey, and no soccer tonight. No World Cup tonight, but Bet Saracen's loaded with all kinds of things. Major League Baseball still going on. And the promos on Bet Saracen are outstanding. They still got their World Soccer Warriors. They got a 25% profit boost on 3-leg parlays and all sports. Major League Baseball, 50% no sweat bet. The Return of the Mac, 50% profit boost. That's about Conor McGregor coming back. If you plan on betting that, you want to use that profit boost, 50% profit boost. Check out the promos on Bet Saracen. If you haven't signed up for Bet Saracen, definitely want to do it now before football season starts, right? That way you got a good feel for the app and how everything works, or the website. Wes Moore and Todd Pierce finishing things off on Out of Bounds. And go to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Got a full studio all of a sudden. Randy Rainwater stopped by. Kevin Bohannon hanging out. K-Bo, I told you tomorrow I needed you. Tomorrow, not today. You didn't just show up for the last
30 minutes.
6 minutes. Last 6 minutes to help me out.
There you go.
I got it done now, Kevin. Randy's on his computer doing some prep work. How about that? All right, Middleton Heat and Air text line, real quick. Ron in Pine Bluff says, Enter Sandman, War Pigs, any AC/DC. He likes that kind of bumper music.
Okay.
The very first concert I ever went to in my life, I was an 8th grader. AC/DC in Dallas, Reunion Arena.
Ooh.
My mom had a best friend she worked with that just loved AC/DC and wanted to go. She didn't have anybody to go with, didn't want to go by herself, so she bought me and my best friend tickets.
Nice.
And we went to AC/DC, and growing up in East Texas, I experienced a lot of things I'd never experienced before. Like she had to, when the guy offered me this little cigarette, she had to say, no, you don't, just let that go by.
Pass it to the left.
Pass it to the left. It was a different smell. I wasn't used to those kind of smells growing up, cultured or not cultured, but being kind of sheltered. Thank you, Kevin. There was a reason you came in early to help me right there. Sheltered in East Texas. But that was my first concert. I didn't even know much about AC/DC. Been a fan ever since. It was a pretty good concert to go to as your
my
first.
Next question. Did it help you become a fan after that?
Yes, no doubt
like
about it. Yeah, when they played Hell's Bells, that was a pretty cool moment. Let's see here. 501 says, need something like the old Jim Robkin noise meter. He would have that Barnhill rocking during timeouts.
He sure would.
Yes, that is what football needs. Any college that has a track around the field is not serious about football. Probably those are the stadiums you can avoid. 501 says, me and my wife went to Tennessee game last year, and it was the loudest we have ever heard.
Well, that's generally what happens when you have 107,000, 108,000 people all in the same place.
One of the biggest stadiums out there. I don't know if you guys heard, but I had a buddy who was part of I think it was a bunch of donors that met with Silverfield, and he told them that they are working and they are going to make sure the game day environment is improved this year at Razorback Stadium, and that whether it's lighting, it's speakers, audio, just the atmosphere is going to improve. And I thought that was great news because we all know it needs help.
It's the game planning, that how you roll everything out. It just doesn't start in the pregame, the 15 minutes before. It's all right. What is the game day atmosphere like outside? The Grove has theirs and everything like that. So it's all encompassing. You got to look at it big picture. It's not just what's the third, between the third and fourth quarter. That's always been the big thing where they raise the Arkansas flag and do the cheerleaders and standing everything. It's about everything that goes around in that. So it takes a group of people to plan out those things for every game. Look at these minor league baseball teams that do a promotion every game, and they're coming up with something. That's what the University of Arkansas needs. It doesn't need to be way silly or anything like that, but something that could get people involved and get people going with the atmosphere at the stadium and really get behind the team.
Winning
solves everything.
All problem.
Silverfield did say that. He told the players you can't lose 10 in a row and have a great atmosphere.
But I am not from Missouri, but prove it to me. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Do something about it, then show me. Because I think we've heard this now for 20-plus years. Oh, boy. We got something new. We got something exciting. Can't wait to get to game day. Then, kind of like what you said. Well, let's honor the third grade track team from Ramsey Elementary or whatever it is up there. But I understand you need to honor boosters. You need to honor dignitaries, so forth like that, particularly the military.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the military.
That's just one part of it.
But that's just one part of it. And so I've heard this for a long time. Oh, we're going to improve the atmosphere. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Prove it to me. But winning will bring about a whole different atmosphere.
But I've been up there, and there have been some great moments, and it's an exciting atmosphere, and then timeout, and it's just dead.
Quiet.
And everybody's just sitting around and mulling around, starts talking, and you're like, what are we doing here?
You don't get excited watching those three hats.
The dogs going catching the Frisbees?
Oh, yeah, the dog. Now, the dog is entertaining now. I will say that. I mean, that dude or lady, whichever it may be, but, I mean, he's a great receiver. I mean, he can go 50 yards and make a leap. And
retriever, yeah.
He does it again and again and again. But
there was a reason that in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I know 01 was when they expanded to 74,000, the Tennessee game, or 10-3. Everybody remembers that. But there was a reason that people thought the game day atmosphere at War Memorial with 20,000 less people was always better than what it was in Fayetteville. It was just the overall atmosphere of everything, from the golf course to during the game. It just always felt like you were always standing up for something. And Nick Saban mentioned that as well. He's like, did not like playing in Little Rock. That was one thing that they always did not look forward to. So I think that's one thing. Take a little bit of nostalgia, take a little bit of the nuance with everything and the pyrotechnics and lights and everything, and put it all into one and make it Arkansas.
Yeah.
You don't have to use what somebody else did, but make it Arkansas and make it fun.
South Carolina is great before the game with Enter Sandman. I mean, that's one of those. If you've never been, it's worth going to, especially a night game.
You're going to rooster start crowing, gets annoying. One thing about War Memorial that I think we forget, well, maybe not forget, but just don't take in consideration. Hey, you're right on top of the field.
You are.
You are. I'm not sure there is any stadium in the SEC that puts you as close to the field as what War Memorial. Then the other part is it is totally a bowl. It is not. There's no gaps. Mm-hmm. And even now, still at Fayetteville, there's still that one little gap that goes in the north end zone. But with War Memorial, you've also had some of the greatest moments in Arkansas football history, which leads to a different level of enthusiasm because, I mean, Miracle on Markham, the funny thing about it, there still will be 900,000 people who have said they were there.
In the end zone.
But
where it happened.
But if you go back and just think about what was remaining, because a lot had left. A lot had left and missed that final minute and a half or 2 minutes.
There were 900,000 people there. They were just on the golf course.
Yeah. But no, they started out in the stadium. Give them credit. They were in the stadium, all 900,000.
And they watched the final play on their TV at the golf course.
Yeah,
and they
exactly.
They don't remember that they weren't inside. They just remember watching it. All right, what's coming up on Drive Time Sports?
Well, I think one guest has already given himself away. Kevin Bohannon. This is Chris Turnage Day, our NFL agent and guru. We got, and I should have, you threw me off now. I was totally prepared, but now just tune in. Trey Biddy, 5 o'clock. Fun day here on Drive Time Sports.
Awesome, good stuff. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Todd, great job as always.
Thank you.
We'll be back here tomorrow. But stick around. Drive Time Sports is next.
Looking for a powerful new truck? Make the smart drive to Smart